Biden signed into law the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act, making lynching a federal hate crime.
Lynching was pure terror.
The bill was more than a century in the making. Congress first considered anti-lynching legislation more than 120 years ago, and legislation failed nearly 200 times. The bill is named after Emmett Till, a black teenager whose brutal killing in Mississippi in the summer of 1955 became a seminal moment in the civil rights era. Mike Gracia, Washington.
A stretch of Interstate 81 in Schuylkill County, Pennsylvania is now reopened. The highway back in business a few days after several people were killed and dozens of others were injured in a massive multi-vehicle pileup. It happened during a blinding snow squall. Yet on Wall Street, Dow futures down 120. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. Leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Wednesday.
Yes.
Middle of the week, everybody.
That's why I only got one bell. Just like, meh.
You got the meh bell.
It was, I know that we, tell people the weather for a living.
Uh-huh.
I still wasn't ready for this morning.
Huh?
I walked out of my house, and I'm like, what?
Got little sprinklings overnight?
Everything was wet. It was like a bathroom in a public park.
Yeah.
Everything was wet.
Yeah. Kind of nice, actually.
Oh, I'm not complaining necessarily. It just threw me off.
We got chances at more moisture today. Not great chances, but chances.
The biggest thing, I would have been completely fine with it. Yeah. I had complainy kids this morning.
Oh. What were they complaining about?
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
The breakfast wasn't right.
The seatbelt was too tight. Didn't get enough hash browns for Rhiannon. The blanket wasn't covering enough of Hunter in his seat. I'd forgotten his monster truck in the house before we left. Yeah. All these things coupled with it's cold, it's wet, I don't like it, I'm not happy. It's all those things, yeah.
Well, now that they're your grandparents' problem
exactly.
for a couple hours.
I'll tell you this.
Take you away.
I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
Children will make you appreciate your work, your work-life relationship a whole lot more. It makes you appreciate these amazing hours that I get to spend in this office.
There you go. Glass half full.
That's right. Optimism in the face of adversity.
Yeah. Today's my liquid diet day.
Yes. How was your last night of meals? Did you indulge?
We had a nice meal. We had actually got lazy, and when we went to the grocery store over the weekend at Albertsons, they have a couple of those pre-prepared deals.
Love those.
They're kind of pricey, so I don't do
a
them
little
all.
bit.
Yeah,
but the salmon one is awesome because they pack. It's a perfect cut of salmon. They package it with all the spices, the lemon wedge, the asparagus.
You literally throw in the oven for 20 minutes or half hour, and so we basically had we got a couple of these chicken breasts wrapped in bacon,
right,
and some asparagus and this potato broccoli casserole thing.
Nice.
So we basically threw all that in the oven and heated it up and ate it. So yeah.
Okay. So a little indulgence, but you didn't go nuts with like desserts or anything?
I did have a bowl of ice cream last night.
A bowl of ice cream?
I did, yes.
Michael.
With some hot fudge.
Okay, good. Good. At least you added something.
And I grabbed an ice cream waffle cone and crushed it up and threw it in there.
There you go. There you go. I knew more details would come out as I started interrogating a bit. Like, hold on.
Yeah, I cheated.
Well, that's not even cheating. This is your last meal for more than 24 hours. What?
A whole,
Actually,
till like
36 hours.
Till like tomorrow morning around, I don't know, 9, 10 o'clock.
Dude, the longest.
Maybe 11.
The longest I have ever fasted in my entire life was 46 hours.
Yeah.
By choice.
Yeah.
Granted. But by the end, I wanted to murder someone.
Yeah.
Like, not even like euphemistically. I just wanted to go on a happy kill. Just to go out, find a vagrant, find a drifter, and then just end his life.
Yeah. Tonight will probably be the hardest as far as food. Like right now I'm fine. I'm not an eater much in the morning anyway, so I'm good now. And then I start the liquid drinking and all that stuff here this afternoon. So
Sure.
my mind will be preoccupied with that.
A little bit.
But after the waves of bathroom visits, and then I finally get it through my system, I'll be sitting there, and then I'll be like, then there'll be commercials for Applebee's and Wendy's and everything that comes on TV, and I'm like, yeah, that looks good, and I'm like, here's my tea.
Yeah.
So, but
I'm lucky in that respect that I don't watch regular TV, so I don't usually get exposed to like commercials. Although it is wrestling night, so I will be watching regular TV and be exposed to commercials. So that argument's out the window.
But you can eat,
but I can eat, yeah. So I'm gonna call you or send you pictures of all the stuff I'm eating. No, but here's where I get to break out the weird amount of like science that I know and like blow people's minds with like, you're supposed to be an idiot. Why do you know stuff like this? There are two hormones in your system, ghrelin and leptin.
Okay.
And they spike. Specifically, these are hormones that are evolutionarily designed or made to make you feel hungry. It was made to remind you when you were out on a hunt or gathering at, our ancestors back in the day to, fuel up so you can keep hunting, keep gathering, whatever.
Okay.
So the ghrelin and leptin levels specifically spike at 3 times during the day. Your average breakfast area, your average lunch area, and your average dinner area. So like, we'll call it like 9, noon, and like 5.
Okay.
If you can avoid giving into those ghrelin and leptin spikes when they happen, they go away. You don't just continue to feel like famished.
Okay.
The famishism will happen, but then once those levels go down, it just goes away. You just forget about it. It's the weirdest. I know this sounds like I'm rambling, but
no, I get what you're saying.
It's the one thing that was able to keep me pushing through 46 hours.
It's like internal reminder clocks or whatever.
Your body will eventually, once it reminds like, hey, you should probably do something about this. You don't. It's like, okay, fine.
It's like your Apple Watch when it tells you you've been sitting on your butt for 13 hours and say, hey, maybe you should get up.
Hey, you should stand up now. But yeah, so avoid the spikes and you're fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's all mental. It really is. At the end of the day, it's not that hard. And I get to drink, and when I do get like when I want something savory or something, I can sip on broth or something, which is okay. It's not.
It is.
It's not.
My problem.
The best choice, but it is not that bad.
My problem is I have an addiction to spicy things.
Okay.
In that, like, I will sit there and as a snack eat Fritos with jalapenos slices on top. Like, that's just a snack.
Good for you.
I'm just saying, broth, that would kill me. I would rather have nothing.
Yeah.
I feel like, because if I have broth, I'm gonna want more. That like unlocks the door.
Yeah. It's gonna be weird because I kind of like cup of soup broth or the not cup of soup, the Maruchan.
Yeah, cup noodles.
Yeah, that one. I like that broth, so I might be all right, Kim, you eat all these noodles and whatnot. I'm just going to drink the liquid out of it.
Literally, that's how me and the kids' mom used to do it. She loved the noodles and stuff, and she would leave me like the veggies and the broth. I'm a savage.
Yeah. So.
But see, I know I am, so it's like, it's okay, right?
So that might be happening today. I don't know. But anyway, So I get to fast, and
Well, good luck to you, sir.
thank you.
I will see you on the other side. And
I've already finished my first bottle of water.
nice. About to hit up the coffee maker. Quick programming note: I will be filling in the captain's chair for Mixmaster Mike Winters tomorrow.
Yes, because I will be colonoscopy.
Indeed, he'll be unconscious and probably dreaming about donuts.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
and then ironically sitting on one.
Actually, right about this time tomorrow, I'll be getting that good sleep.
Yeah. Assisted sleep.
I had to be there at 6:15. I think like 7:15 is my surgery.
That's what they need.
Time.
What you need to do is just right before they give you the anesthetic or give you whatever they're going to give you to knock you out.
Yeah.
Just grab your phone. Don't say a word. Pull up Evanescence's "Going Under" and just start playing it. I'm going under.
There's a leg on my
right,
side
just
there.
Fall out.
Or Dr. Rideout, the assistants are hand up off my back hip. All right, boys.
Post it up. Ready to work.
All right, boys, get the dipsticks.
Go with the hood.
That's right. All right, we're going to check the temp first. All right.
Why is it so long? Are you inseminating a cow after this? Why is it so long?
It's like, I don't have that much cavity.
Officer.
Let me give you the rundown for what's
do that.
happening on today's show. There's your quote of the day. I don't have enough cavity. We're going to replay some interviews this next hour. Amy Viteas from the Historical Society for Southeast Mexico joined us yesterday. Also, one of the scholarship recipients from last year, Kyra Gordon, joined us as well. This week is your final week to get your applications in for the Historical Society Scholarship. So we'll play that interview as a last-minute reminder. Kathy Lay joined us last week on the show from Keep Roswell Beautiful. We talked about their Arbor Day sapling giveaway event that's coming up here in April and some other stuff as well. So we're going to play that for you at about 8:15. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, Elliot Rodriguez is going to join us, financial planner. He's with a new company, Loan Depot. And so he's going to join us first time as a Loan Depotian. We'll go with that and talk about what he could do for you there and talk. He always gives sage buying advice when it comes to purchasing homes. Loves to work with first-time buyers. That's kind of his jam. And so we'll talk with him about 9:15.
A lot of people don't know this, but he's actually got his mind on his money and his money on his mind.
Yep. Jam. Oh, jam. It is 7:17. Here is your weather. That may or may not rain or may not be windy. Here it is.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore with your Pecos Valley weather. It'll be a partly sunny go of it for today, folks. We actually have a low-end chance for showers and a rumble of thunder in place. Not expecting a lot of rain, but we cannot rule out something isolated sneaking in. High temperature ranging from the mid to upper 60s in the Roswell area. We'll hit the low 70s for Carlsbad and Artesia. Some gusty winds around, but nothing compared to what we had yesterday. Clear for the overnight hours, our low mid to upper 30s. That's your latest forecast. I'm Jennifer Naramore.
Thank you, Jennifer. Currently 45 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 77% with winds out of the northeast at 16 miles per hour. We do have a 20% chance of showers today, partly cloudy, high of 67, so a lot cooler than yesterday. Winds will be out of the north 15 to 20, dropping down 5 to 10 this afternoon. So a little more windy this morning than later today. Tonight, we're looking at a 20% chance of showers before 9 p.m., mostly clear with an overnight low of 38. Winds will be out of the west at 15 to 20, dropping down 10 to 15 after midnight. Thursday, sunny, highs back near 70 tomorrow with northwest winds at around 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 45, winds out of the south 5 to 15. Friday, mostly sunny, highs back near 80 with south winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Friday night, clear skies and an overnight low of 44. Then looking at your weekend, looking at Saturday, sunny skies, highs right around 81. Sunny on Sunday as well, highs around 87. So maybe we'll get some more moisture today. Cross your fingers. knock on wood, do your rain dance. We can use some more of that. And then warmer temps for the weekend. All right, it is 7:19. We're going to take about a 2-minute commercial break. And then on the other side of the break, our interview we had yesterday with Amy McVeigh-Tejas from the Historical Society and Kyra Gordon, one of their scholarship recipients from last year. Talking Historical Society scholarships. Don't go away.
Hey everyone, Big Nate here. Come see me this weekend at the Yucca Blossom Spring Into Action Trade Show. I'll be at the Eddy County Fairgrounds, 9 a.m. to noon on Saturday and 11 to 2 on Sunday. Come check out the 100 vendors spread across 3 buildings. The Runyon Ranch Petting Zoo, why, even the Easter Bunny will be there. So come see me, Big Nate, at the Yucca Blossom Spring Into Action Show this weekend in Artesia on 92.9 The Brain.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed, antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
They're back. The Yucca Blossom Trade Show is back and even bigger and better for spring. Saturday and Sunday, April 2nd and 3rd. It's the Yucca Blossom Spring Into Action Trade Show at the Eddy County Fairgrounds in Artesia. Even bigger than ever with over 100 vendors across 3 buildings at the fairgrounds. And there's lots of activities for the entire family, including the Runyon Ranch Petting Zoo, MJWZ barrel cars, a cornhole tournament, face painting, kids get your picture taken with the Easter Bunny, and so much more. Plus, the food. Some of the best and most popular food trucks will be on hand so you can spend the entire day. Enter to win the raffle with a drawing live on 92.9 The Brand Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m., 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. Saturday, April 2nd, and 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Sunday, April 3rd at the Eddy County Fairgrounds in Artesia. The Yucca Blossom Spring Into Action Trade Show. Don't miss it. Find Yucca Blossom Trade Days on Facebook to see some of the amazing one-of-a-kind items available to you during the Yucca Blossom Spring Into Action Trade Show, April 2nd and 3rd. This invitation paid for by Holly Frontier Navajo Refining Company, a proud member of our community.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. 7% of American adults, roughly 16.4 million Americans, believe that chocolate milk comes from brown cows. We don't know if they asked them where strawberry milk comes from. Here's Mike Winters.
Fried. Good morning. It is 27 minutes after 8 o'clock. And joining us in the studio this morning from the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico, Amy McVeigh-Tejas back with us. Joining us on the phone this morning is Kyra Gordon. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing today?
We're
I'm
good.
doing great.
Good.
Love the weather. Hi, Kyra.
It is. I could do without the wind today, but the temps are nice.
Right,
But it is spring in southeast New Mexico, so kind of goes with the territory a little bit. But since it is spring in southeast New Mexico, you know what that means. It is time again for scholarships and things. The Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico, thanks very much through some people that are partnered with us, to the Hayes family, among other families. Those other people that have stepped up and are giving us money and saying, go give it to kids for school. And we're like, okay. And so we do that. But now's the time of year to apply for the Historical Society scholarships. And we've got a lot of money that's just ready and waiting for students to come and claim.
We've got a lot of money and not very many applications.
And we only got
Friday's the day.
A couple days, yeah. Thursday's our last.
And that's no April Fool's either.
Yeah.
Friday is the day.
I just realized that. Yeah, April's this week. I was going to say, we got like a week. No, it's tomorrow.
And by the way, Miss Jane, if you're listening, happy early birthday.
Is today or this week?
It'll be April Fool's.
Her birthday's April Fool's?
And that's no joke either.
Oh,
that's no
man.
Fool's
See, and then she tells people, and you're like, really? Is it? Nuh-uh. Wonder how many gag gifts she's got as birthday presents over the years.
No kidding. No kidding. But I'm so glad to have Kyra on the radio with us. You know, through the Teen Leadership Institute program, she was heavy on my mind because I was thinking, she's right over there working, and stuff. So I'm glad to have Kyra.
Yeah. So Kyra is one of the scholarship award winners from last year. Yeah. So
she's part of our family. She's stuck with us.
So Kyra, first things first. What have you been up to since we last spoke?
So since the last time we spoke, I now am enrolled at the Institute. I am pursuing an Associate's of Science or / pre-engineering degree.
Okay.
I take a lot of classes. I just been doing classes every day. I joined some clubs like chemistry club, paintball. I am the guide on here, which means that I hold the flag.
Okay, I know what that is. Yeah. You're the one that everyone basically marches to your, like if you screw up, you're screwing everybody up.
Oh yeah. So that means I have to be
right. You got to be on point because everyone's watching you to find out what to do.
Oh yeah, especially if you have like this tall stick with a flag on it. Everyone's really.
I know very well. I knew when I was in the Air Force. And during basic training, the guide on got yelled at a lot. Just saying.
Oh yeah.
I understand. So good for you. So is engineering you want to be ultimately get a career in engineering in some way, or do you know specifically what you want to do?
Yes, sir. I'm actually on track for chemical engineering. I plan on finishing my degree at New Mexico Tech. And kind of like in that field of just like the industry part, like really like being there, interacting with people, like actively like trying to like solve problems, make like a difference in the community.
Very cool. So how's now? I'm curious. Now is this year your first year ever in a military? Like, did you go to the Institute as a high school student, or were you? Was this your first opportunity to kind of experience military style? Training, education, that kind of stuff?
So this is actually my first time being in a military environment. I only came to Roswell maybe a couple of years ago, and I graduated from Roswell High. And I kept hearing about NMMI and how it was really good, and a lot of my teachers at Roswell High actually graduated from the school.
Okay, so you got a lot of insight going in.
Yeah, like a lot of, I kept hearing good things about the school, and I was like, I really like structure, I really like discipline, and I really like a good education. So that's kind of what drew me here.
Nice.
I remember through the scholarship process, she unveiled that to us too.
Yeah.
We were like, really?
Well, it's great because, and apparently you must be doing well with it, because if you're the guide on and things that, that these extracurricular activities, these are things that the leaders kind of get. And so it sounds like you not only are you experiencing it for the first time, but it sounds like you're thriving pretty well in it.
I like to think I am. I have a pretty good GPA for my first year of college.
Nice.
I got a 3.8 last year, and I'm on track to get a 4.0 this semester.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
And we're getting calls for award ceremonies and different things.
Nice.
So, Kyra, we're just so proud of you. I'm so thankful that you're part of our family through the Historical Society, and we can't wait to get more updates. And just don't ever forget that we're part of your family. So we care about all these amazing things. We're just really excited.
Well, and it's kind of cool that you're doing all this local here too, because I'm sure your family appreciates that. But it really gets a chance for you to put into practice the stuff you're learning and right here in your own local community, and that's why like Amy was saying here, we check in and kind of keep everyone our family. This one's a little easier to track because she's in her own backyard here. But which means from time to time you might see her at various historical events, society events here doing stuff, which is awesome. But it's so great to hear that you had a great first year at college here. You're doing well. How much of an adjustment was that for you? Obviously you're a pretty good student going into this, earning the scholarships. You have your parents done you well, and you got your head on straight and doing well on this. But even still, the amount of discipline and the regimen that did it take some time to get used to that, or did that feel very natural to you?
It absolutely took a pretty long adjustment period. When I first got here, you really have to learn how to manage your time. And that's one of the big things that everyone says about NMMI. Like, you really have to learn how to manage, like, how you're going to use your time. Like, setting aside time to do your homework versus setting aside time to do, like, your leadership role.
Sure.
It was a huge adjustment, and I could see, I kind of compared last semester to this semester. I kind of knew, like, the game plan going into the beginning of this semester.
Sure.
In comparison to last semester, you kind of just get thrown into it. It's a lot of learning. Even before school starts, you're there for 2 weeks just learning everything about how to march, how to talk to your leaders, like so many things, how to adjust to the very strict schedule that they have. It was definitely an adjustment period, but I think it did make me stronger.
I think so. And that the things you've learned, those ancillary things that you necessarily didn't learn in a classroom, you learned on a drill field or in the barracks or whatever. Those skill sets, those lessons will serve you well throughout life, because whatever whatever decisions, whatever goals you attain for yourself over time, you're going to need those tools to get to those goals. It's just how to function in society. You know what I mean? And so those things are going to serve you. Plus, I imagine too is the team concept. Even though you're the one doing your reports, you're the one writing your papers and taking the tests and exams and everything, but without that team concept, it's very difficult to get that stuff done. And that's, I think NMMI does a great job of that too, where in essence, yes, they give you very, very big challenges, very tough challenges, but they also put you together and give you the tools to kind of achieve it together. And they want to, does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Kira,
that makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
they give you a lot of resources and a lot of opportunities to take advantage of those.
Yeah. So, and trust me, that stuff will serve you well when 20 years from now, when you're managing something or at the peak of what you're doing right at that point,
Well, we talk a lot about the word legacy in the Historical Society, and I'm so honored that Kyra is part of the rich legacy of the Historical Society. If you would ask me 10 years ago again, where would the Historical Society be in 2022, and what will we be doing and what things will change or whatever? Here we are, Mike. We're getting ready for fourth graders. We're handing out scholarships. We're talking to a dynamic individual that's representing not only Roswell High, but New Mexico Military Institute, and part of our future. That's the rich legacy. So I think that Linda Hayes would be very proud of what the Historical Society's done, and connecting these dots. Our family just keeps getting bigger.
Absolutely.
With these amazing, dynamic kids from all over, not one school or not one, they're all different.
Yeah.
But the sky is bright because of individuals like Kyra and the others. And we're just excited for the future. And we cannot not talk about scholarships and not talk about some of these dynamic kids and amazing things they're doing.
This is Kyra's is the success, the reason why, and we see the reason why the folks like the Hayes family and these other folks that we're so appreciative of their desire to help other people, and we as a historical society are just lucky enough to be the conduit.
And
for
through
that.
the good and the bad, because Kyra's, it wasn't easy, and Kyra kept in touch, and now we're celebrating the good, and she may go through some more hardships, but we're just there for you, and
That's
we're really
life.
excited.
That's gonna be life.
It is. But the bigger the family and the more support you have, it just helps get through these challenges.
Absolutely, and I'm pretty sure one day we'll see Kyra, and she's going to be the one helping others, and you know what I mean.
Right.
It's going to be a full circle moment for you someday.
Sure.
You're going to see.
I do intend to help others in the future, like Miss Amy and the Historical Society have helped me.
You're probably going to meet someone and be like, man, that person reminds them of me, and then you kind of take them under your wing and start going, yeah, it'll happen, and it's a cool feeling when you get to mentor someone and see the things you've learned and able to share that with others. It's a cool feeling.
And one of the reasons we have Kyra on, there's a lot more Kyras out there, but we won't know if they don't apply for scholarships.
Exactly. We have the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico has, thanks to the Linda Hayes family, it's is it 4 or 5? I always don't have the sheet in front of me.
We have it's $1,250 scholarships this year. So we have 2 in the STEM category, 2 in the character category, which, a reminder, any high school senior can apply for the character category. So we have STEM, character, and arts and humanities.
Yes.
And individuals can apply for more than one scholarship, which we already have that right now.
Absolutely.
So if they're going in the field, like Kyra, of STEM or whatever, and they can apply for a character, they can apply for more than one scholarship.
Everybody should apply for the character.
For sure.
And then
Because
obviously
everything they've gone through, these have been unique times.
Yeah, and then obviously if you're pursuing education in STEM-related careers or arts and humanities careers, which is both pretty broad categories, but in essence, every person that applies should, in theory, be applying for 2 scholarships.
Right, and we've had kids in certain instances with a minor and a major that literally could qualify for and apply for all three. That's right, because of a major and a minor. And like I said, these kids have gone through so much, and we're just happy to hear their stories.
Well, and I got to be honest, and people like some of our board members are going to get a little salty with me on this statement, but I want the public to make it a hard job for these folks. I want it to be where and you guys do a great job already. I know they pull their hair out every time this year, going through all the essays and going through and trying to make a decision, because every single one that comes through are deserving, and you just it's like picking your best kid kind of thing. It's like, how do you do it? You can't. And so I know they go through a gut-wrenching time, but I want them to have it, because I want to get as many kids as humanly possible applying for this scholarship, because there is so much money that goes unchecked, unclaimed through scholarships. And I think a lot of the time it's people don't either know about it or they don't think they're qualified for it because of they make too much money or whatever their story is. And I'm like, no, this is one of those moments where you want to literally throw everything at the wall and see what sticks for you.
I think that's important that you mention that, Mike, because we at the Historical Society take this all very seriously. We can't give scholarships to every kid that applies, but also we stay in touch with these kids. So whether it's Teen Leadership Institute or we obtain more information about other scholarships, we're going to forward that out to as many kids as possible. Kyra's a perfect example. She applied for our scholarship. She stayed in communication, and we obtained more information about other scholarships. And any way we can partner with these kids.
Sure.
That's what it's all about.
Absolutely. Just out of curiosity, how did you find out about the Historical Society Scholarship when you initially applied?
I actually found out from my boyfriend's father, because he is very involved in the Roswell community, and he was actually actively seeking out scholarships, and he happened to just forward it to me.
Okay.
And I would actually kind of had a group of people doing this for me as well, because I was kind of in a sticky situation with a boarding college.
Gotcha.
And so I looked into it, and I was like, well, this scholarship seems pretty prestigious. And I was like, I don't know if I'll be able to get this. But I read the prompt, and I was like, I think I can actually write an essay about this. And I felt pretty confident, so I applied anyway. And then I ended up getting it.
That's
and
awesome.
To anyone who's listening out there, I would really encourage you to apply for these scholarships, even if you think that you may not get it, because not only did it help me financially, it really was one of the first signs of hope for me to be able to actually go to college.
That's awesome.
And even just Miss Amy listening to my story, taking me into her home, giving me a tour of the Historical Society, it really made a big impact on me. And that's why I like to keep in touch.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
And and the cool part is the fact that Amy did all that, none of that surprises me. What's making me happy here is you you thriving with it, but then sitting here talking about just, I didn't think I was good enough, but I did that. I stepped out on that ledge anyway, and look where it got me here. And I think that's such an important message is for young people especially, is half the battle is showing up and trying. If you just show up and try and give it your all, you're going to be all right.
You'd be surprised.
You're going to be all right. Even if you think you're outclassed or out of your league on something, no, odds are pretty good they're just as scared as you are. they don't know it yet. You know what I mean? Right. And you learn that as you get older. And so that's awesome, Kyra, that you're able.
Kyra brings sunshine.
To
you make
that.
my heart smile, and Kyra's got quite the testimony. To say that life's been easy for her, I think.
Yeah.
She reminds me a lot of myself. Not much is easy for us, and we don't expect it to be. But you came alight after our scholarships, because I mean, she just started flying high, and all these things lined up. So. We're just thankful, and like I said, Kyra is one of many, but your story is so special.
Absolutely.
And we're excited. I can't wait for graduation and those fun things and in the future.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now, this is procrastinators and non-procrastinators alike. This is your official 2-minute warning.
It is.
If you want to have a chance to be considered for any of these scholarships, you have to have your applications into the Historical Society by Friday.
Yes.
By close of business Friday, those applications
And what
need
ends
to
up
be
happening, those are Google documents. So actually, even, I hate to say this, I don't like to put it in this analogy, but as long as it's Friday, that Google document is going to be accepted.
Gotcha.
And it doesn't matter whether you're Gateway, Homeschool, New Mexico Military Institute, outside. We'll be on the radio in a little bit with Artesia, those surrounding communities. Get the word out, share these things through social media, Instagram, Facebook, make a call, send a text. And like I said, there may be another Kyra right over there at New Mexico Military Institute in high school. You know there is.
There absolutely
So get the word out if you're listening, and make those messages like your church groups, youth groups, all those things. Get the word out.
Yeah.
And I love it, except it makes it life hard. We love to hear these stories, rich stories, and you never know. We may have to call and make some favors and get another scholarship.
Absolutely.
Hey, or if you're listening, let me say this. If you are listening and think, I should have called and I want to be a part of it, I'm going to tell you right now, we would love to give out another scholarship money.
Sure.
So if somebody's listening and saying,
I got a briefcase full of cash, come on down.
Hey, I never thought I would be giving out scholarships, but I want to invest in this legacy in this future. It is not too late to give or support the Historical Society through scholarship membership. So what that means is you would make a direct donation. All 100% monies would go directly into a scholarship.
Yeah.
No ifs, ands, or buts.
Yeah, we don't.
Period. End of conversation.
Yeah.
Do we need the money at the Historical Society?
We're always broke
You're
too,
darn right
yeah.
we do, and that's a whole other story. This is too important. This
Sure.
is too important.
Absolutely, yeah. We
both are important.
This is we're just the conduit that makes this happen at the end of the day.
Yes.
And for those folks that are thinking about it, I'm telling you, you want to make a great impact with your money. This is it. Right
and
here,
if you lost
is investing in the future.
somebody, what a wonderful memorial tribute. You can make a donation in loving memory of somebody, and we could provide an additional scholarship.
Absolutely. So if there's any other folks out there that
Please
want
call.
to reach out to Amy today,
Call
we can make it happen.
622-8333 or call me or text me directly on my cell phone, 575-915-4471. Mike, there's nothing I would like more of for you to announce there's another scholarship.
That would be an awesome thing to do. And then in the meantime, everyone that's interested in applying for any of our STEM, arts and humanities, or the character scholarships, applications have to be, and go to roswellnmhistory.org.
That's right.
And you'll find the application. You'll find all the information there. This isn't a quick check some boxes, put your name and address.
Don't wait till the last minute.
You do have
we're
to
going
write
to need
an essay,
transcript. We're going to need and that's something I'm Mike. If your phone app, if somebody, I had a student call me yesterday and say, Amy, our scholarship applications aren't working. Google documents are unique from a cell phone versus a laptop or an iPad.
Okay.
They are functioning, so we need you to go. If you're looking through your phone, those arrows to apply may not work because depending on what type of phone you have and through Google Documents.
So it may be best to be on a computer or something.
Yes,
okay.
100%. You'll see it right on roswellnmhistory.org. You'll see the three different, but do not wait till the last minute because you will need transcripts and you will need letters of recommendation.
Of course, all these young folks are way better at technology than we are.
Oh, for sure.
They could probably figure the workaround. No,
But,
you do on the phone. You got to do this. Okay.
I can't apply it.
I'll take your word for
Well,
it.
I assure you it's working. We're getting those applications, but don't wait till the last minute.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's the big thing.
Yes.
If you're like Thursday night going, I need to get on the ball about this, it might be too late.
It might be too late.
Especially tracking down transcripts and some of that kind of stuff. So get on the stick now, and thank you to the Hayes family. Thank you to every single person that that's given us money to be a part of this. Thank you to every single person that's supports the Historical Society and all of our fundraising events and our fourth grade tours and all the things that we do. Now we're starting to get a little bit back more into normal and doing everything on a regular again.
We are.
We're still offering private tours. We're still doing all that. But right now we want to make sure we get these scholarships. Tell your friends, tell your family, get them out there. Go to roswellnmhistory.org. You can read about the scholarships, learn more about the scholarships, and obviously apply for the scholarships too. So I wanted to ask her, like you said, you're going to go to New Mexico Tech and all that. Do you want to stay in this area when you're done, or do you? I know life changes and everything, and you meet people and all that. But is your plan to stay in Southeast New Mexico, or do you want to see other parts of the country?
Well, I do enjoy the South, so I definitely think I will stay in the South, whether that's Texas, New Mexico, or Arizona, that type of area.
Okay.
That's all the information I can disclose at this time because life is crazy.
I understand. Well, and I don't know.
For sure.
I don't know if you met someone or ever, but also life happens. And when you go to school, you start meeting people, and then you fall in love. And trust me, I was born and raised in Maryland. If you would have asked me when I was your age, if I was going to up in Roswell, New Mexico, I would have laughed in your face. And now here I've been for 20 plus years. So yes, love will take you in different directions sometimes. So yeah.
That's for sure. That's for sure. Well, have a great day, dear.
Yes, thank you very much. Congratulations. We're so happy to hear that you're thriving and doing well at New Mexico Military Institute. And we'd love to. Hey, maybe we'll get you on the show with Amy one time and hang out while we're.
That's awesome.
While we're talking.
And thank your boyfriend's
that
father.
Sounds really fun.
And thank your boyfriend's father. See, that's how it began.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Well, congratulations. Thank you, and good luck. And
good luck.
we can't wait to talk to you again down the road. All right, Kyra?
All right. Thank you so much for having me. I hope you'll have a blessed day.
Have a great day.
You do the same. Get to school. I'm sure you got a bunch to test and study for. So.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. We'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, that was Kyra Cooper, one of our...
Kyra Gordon.
Gordon, did I...
That's all right.
You know what
we
I
have
said?
too many things.
I know why I say Cooper. Gordon Cooper is one of the Mercury 7 astronauts. So when I see Gordon, I think of Gordon Cooper, and so I just say Cooper.
I don't know. Maybe she might get into that field. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, if you ever seen the movie The Right Stuff,
The Right Stuff.
Dennis Quaid's character in that movie is Gordon Cooper.
That's funny. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome.
He's one of the original Mercury 7 astronauts, Gordo Cooper.
That's cool. That's awesome.
But congratulations to Kyra, and I'm glad to see she's doing well. That's awesome. So, folks, don't mess around. Get those things. This is your last minute reminder here. Get it done. I hate for you to be one of those folks that are more than qualified, and the only reason you didn't get any money is because you didn't apply for it.
And if you need more assistance, not familiar with Google Documents, which most children are.
Yeah. But if you need help with that, we can walk you through
give
all
us
that.
a call, 622-8333. Have any questions, concerns? If there's any way we can help, get the word out, anything.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. I know you got to get all. She's doing the. She's going to be. She's like Denzel Washington, all those guys when they got a new movie out and they got to sit in a room and talk to about 50 media outlets. She's got to go talk to another media outlet here
That's
for
right.
a scholarship. So she got to talk to my boss. Give him a hard time.
I will. I'm going to.
Thanks, Amy.
Thank
we'll
you.
see you next time. It is 8:52.
Jared Cirillo. The Chavez County Sheriff has identified the man killed in a deputy-involved shooting as 35-year-old David Luis Aguilera. Deputies had responded to the report of a disorderly man late Sunday night at a dairy out on East Jackson Road near the Eddy County line. Initial reports were that the man was trying to steal a tractor. But when the first deputy arrived, Aguilera immediately began fighting, but had been placed in handcuffs. Somehow, Aguilera slipped the cuffs and attempted to get into the front of a patrol cruiser where deputies keep their weapons. There was another struggle, and Aguilera was shot and killed, according to Sheriff Mike Harrington. The city of Roswell planning a swearing-in ceremony on Friday. The oath of office ceremony will take place for city council members at 4 p.m. at the Roswell Convention Center, Meeting Room A. Those being sworn in are Timothy Jennings as mayor, along with Ward 1, Christina Arnold, Juliana Halverson in Ward 2, Edward Hildenbrand in Ward 3, Robert Korn for Ward 4, and Ward 5 is Angela Moore. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
You get a text message, but it's from your own phone number. What's going on? Watch out. A major cellular provider is the target of a text spam campaign targeting its customers. I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by CarShield. Protect your car from expensive repairs. Visit carshield.com/Kim and save 10%. Deductible may apply. The text spam tactic of spoofing a phone number isn't new. You're bound to get them no matter who's your wireless carrier. But what's different here is that this text spam campaign is widespread specifically among Verizon wireless customers. The text messages run the gamut, from wanting you to take a survey or getting a free gift because you paid your bills on time. And each one wants you to click a link where the scammers try to steal your account credentials or ask for money. My advice, do not click links in spam text messages, no matter who is your wireless carrier. By the way, Verizon says that their systems have not been hacked. They're just not sure how it's happening. And that's supposed to make us all feel so much better. Get more tech news at commando.com.
What does U.S. News, PC Magazine, and Popular Science have in common? They all rank SimpliSafe Home Security as the best home security of 2021. And U.S. News just named SimpliSafe the best home security of 2022 as well. SimpliSafe protects your whole home around the clock, every door, window, and room, all backed by the best 24/7 professional monitoring in the business. With a comprehensive set of sensors and cameras, including the all-new wireless outdoor security camera, you always know what's going on inside and outside your home. SimpliSafe is less than $1 a day, and you can set it up in about 30 minutes. And it's always simple to use. There's never a long-term contract, and you can even try it free for 60 days, risk-free. Customize the perfect system for your home in just a few minutes at simplysafekim.com. Go today and claim a free indoor security camera, plus 20% off with interactive monitoring. Go to simplysafekim.com, simplysafekim.com.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore with your Pecos Valley weather. It'll be a partly sunny go of it for today, folks. We actually have a low-end chance for showers and a rumble of thunder in place. Not expecting a lot of rain, but we cannot rule out something isolated sneaking in. High temperature ranging from the mid to upper 60s in the Roswell area. We'll hit the low 70s for Carlsbad and Artesia. Some gusty winds around, but nothing compared to what we had yesterday. Clear for the overnight hours, our low mid to upper 30s. That's your latest forecast. I'm Jennifer Naramore.
Hey, New Mexico. Experiencing issues keeping your office technology up to date with these crazy supply chain issues? Well, DSI is here to help. We've diversified our products and solutions to help your business not just survive, but thrive in any situation. Have your teams collaborate and share with high-def video walls and interactive smart panels. With free unlimited support, the fear of any new technology is a thing of the past. Contact DSI today to upgrade your workspace. www.dsinm.com.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. I tell you, it's been a busy time lately for the NMMI Colts baseball team. After playing in their own tournament over the weekend, suffering their first loss in that tournament, the Colts turned around and played on Monday against Loving, won that one against the Falcons 14-0. But then yesterday, it was the beginning of the district baseball season at NMMI. East Mountain from Albuquerque, near Albuquerque, came into town and defeated the Colts. This was a close close one, though, 5-3, and that game was won in extra innings. It ended in the 8th inning. Also, another baseball score from yesterday. It continues to be tough times for the Dexter Demons. They've got one win on the season. Traveling up to Albuquerque to play an always tough Sandia Prep team, the Sun Devils won yesterday by a score of 13-3. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. U.S. consumer confidence bounced back in March and remains high, though consumers' short-term outlook is not quite as high. The Conference Board, a business research group, said Tuesday that its Consumer Confidence Index, which takes into account consumers' assessment of current conditions and their outlook for the future, rose in March. The Senate on Tuesday agreed to consider the nomination of Lisa Cook for a position on the Federal Reserve's Board of Governors on a 50-49 party line vote. The result suggests that there is sufficient support in the evenly divided Senate to approve Cook, who would be the first black woman to serve on the Fed's powerful board in its 108-year history. All 50 Senate Democrats voted in favor, while all Republicans, except for Senator John Kennedy from Louisiana, voted against her nomination. Kennedy did not vote. Tuesday's vote was necessary because the Senate Banking Committee deadlocked on her nomination 12-12. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Finally, a return to normal prom season. And Roswell's most unique boutique has something special for you early birdies with the Hippie Chicks Early Bird Tux Rental Drawing. Simply rent your tux by April 1st and you'll be entered into an exclusive drawing for a $100 Peppers gift card. And with lots of styles to choose from, you can't lose. Open Monday through Saturday at 10 a.m. at 802 South Main in Roswell. Look for the lime green VW Bug or call 575-627-3868. And find Shop Hippie Chicks on Facebook to see it all. Hippie Chicks, Roswell's prom powerhouse.
Where can you find the best selection of beautiful and unique home decor in the region? Easy, Casa Decor in Ruidoso. For years, people from all over have come to Casa Decor for the best selection of rustic, real wood furniture, beautiful decor from the Southwest and beyond, and quality outdoor furniture and accessories that are built to last a lifetime. At Casa Decor, they have over 10,000 square feet of showroom for everything you need. Casa Decor opens 7 days a week from 9:30 to 5 at 1214 Meacham Drive in Ruidoso or online at casadecorruidoso.com. Proud supporter of local high school sports.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. But our part-time service in the Army National Guard means we get to be more. When our communities are in need, we get the chance to stand up and do something about it. We get to serve in our own region and help the people we call neighbors. Whether they are in the mountains of New Mexico, the plains of Nebraska and Kansas, the ranches of Oklahoma and Texas, the farmlands of Missouri and Arkansas, or the bayous of Louisiana, we are here for our hometowns. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. During your lifetime, you'll produce enough saliva to fill 2 swimming pools. Spit out this bit of information at your next pool party. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is closing in on 7:57. Stay tuned next hour, about 8:15 or so. We're going to play our interview we had last, I believe it was Friday, with Kathy, or Thursday, I'm sorry, with Kathy Lay from Keep Roswell Beautiful, talking about Arbor Day, the big tree sapling giveaway that'll be taking place here in April. Also talk a little bit about volunteer program and some of the other stuff that kind of falls under her umbrella there. Hey, also a couple things I want to put on your radar here. Of course, we talked about with Amy, the Historical Society, Friday, last day to get those scholarship applications turned in. The Leadership Roswell Alumni Association, right now, they are putting together their 2022 list of leadership awards. They each year, they usually have a banquet, but the last 2 years, because of COVID, they haven't been able to actually do a physical banquet. This year they're going to in June here. But they're seeking nominations for their annual awards. There are 4 different awards that they present at this: a Lifetime Achievement Award, an Outstanding Leader Award, an award for commitment to youth, and a Leadership Roswell Alumni Award. So they're looking for the public's input. If you know some great leaders in our community, to nominate these, obviously with the different categories, Lifetime Achievement Award, this is a person that is in his or her later years, 70 years or older. He or she must have a history of improving and giving to Chaves County. And be a real leader in our community. Outstanding Leader Award, this nominee must be a role model in the community. They should be known as a supportive, motivational employee to their employer to employees, or have a history of improving or giving to the county. And then there's the Commitment to Youth Award. This person must have a history of giving his or her time to youth. We must be able to be a reputable person known for the commitment to youth. So, coaches, church group leaders, scout leaders, things like that. And then Leadership Roswell Alumni. This nominee, the nominee must be a graduate of the Leadership Roswell program and has shown outstanding leadership qualities. Getting involved with the community, things like that. They really are looking for those folks. If you like to nominate someone, the deadline to get those nominations is April 15th. What you can do is reach out to Elaine Mayfield. You can email her Condor at dfn.com, CONDOR, Condor at dfn.com, or you can call or text her at 575-626-2640. Again, that's 575-626-2640. All right, closing in on 8 o'clock, you're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, or Roswell, New Mexico. We'll be back on the other side of news. Don't go away.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. They've hit the pause button on the Ukraine peace talks. Negotiators for Russia and Ukraine going home for consultations following reports of some progress at those discussions in Istanbul. The BBC's Steve Rosenberg in Moscow.
Everything we heard yesterday, it was basically Ukraine's proposals to Russia. What we didn't hear was Russia's response to all of that.
And with details of what the Ukrainians are proposing, correspondent Ben Thomas.
Ukraine would declare itself neutral with its security guaranteed by a group of third countries, including the U.S., neighboring Poland, and China, among others. The head of the Russian delegation characterized Ukraine's proposals as a positive step. Meanwhile, the Russians say they'll fundamentally cut back military activity around the capital, Kyiv, and the northern city of Chernihiv in an effort to build trust.
However, it appears the Russians have not cut back their attacks, especially in the north of Ukraine. Senator Susan Collins of Maine says she will vote to confirm Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson to the U.S. Supreme Court. Gives Democrats at least one Republican vote, all but assuring that Jackson will be joining the High Court. The Maryland Senate giving final legislative approval to a measure that would expand access to abortion in the state.
The bill would end the legal restriction preventing nurse practitioners, nurse midwives, and physician assistants from providing abortions. Under current law, only physicians can provide abortions in Maryland. The bill would also require most insurance plans to cover abortion care without cost. The Maryland Senate gave the measure final passage on a 28-15 vote. The bill now goes to Republican Governor Larry Hogan, whose office did not immediately comment on his position on the measure. I'm Mike Gracia.
The Commerce Department says the U.S. economy ended 2021 expanding at a 6.9% annual pace, October through December. The Dow's up 40 points, NASDAQ down 49. More on these stories at townhall.com.
When I adopted her, she was a mess. Scabs, itching, licking, missing fur, hot spots, a thin, dull coat. So I take the dog to the vet for the standard run-of-the-mill tests and treatments. No results. I hear your advertisement on the radio.
DINOVITE.com.
So I get the 5-pound box of Dynovite and the Lico Chops within a 4-week total. Instead of a German Setter, I have a German Shepherd. Sheba is 105 lean pounds of shiny, smooth, happy dog for life because she gets fed Dynovite. And the results, they're just incredibly outstanding. And she loves it. When you rescue a dog, you have to do the right thing. You've got to feed them right for life. Do the Dynovite. Dynovite for life.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
859-428-1000. DINOVITE.com.
China's leaders trying to fine-tune their zero-tolerance COVID strategy, rein in job losses and other costs to the world's second-largest economy.
As millions of people in Shanghai line up for coronavirus tests, authorities are promising tax cuts for shopkeepers in the closed-down city. They're also pledging to keep its busy port functioning to limit disruptions to industry and trade. This week's shutdown of most activities in China's most populous city to contain virus outbreaks jolted financial markets that already were on edge about Russia's war on Ukraine, higher U.S. interest rates, and a Chinese economic slowdown.
Correspondent Jeremy House. The German government's panel of independent economic advisors cutting its 2022 growth forecast for Europe's biggest economy. The group expects Germany's GDP to expand by only 1.8% this year, compared to the 4.6% estimate earlier. News and analysis at townhall.com. A Texas federal judge barring the Navy from taking action against sailors who refuse the COVID vaccine on religious grounds.
U.S. District Judge Reed O'Connor had previously issued a preliminary injunction preventing the Navy from disciplining or discharging 35 sailors who sued over the Navy's vaccine policy while their case played out. O'Connor agreed the case could go forward as a class action lawsuit and issued a preliminary injunction covering all 4,000 sailors who've objected on religious grounds to being vaccinated. O'Connor said the larger group shared characteristics with those who sued. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin last year made vaccinations mandatory for service members. Keith Peters reporting.
A Vietnamese automaker planning to build a plant in North Carolina to make electric vehicles, promising 7,500 jobs. VinFast says it will build its first North American plant southwest of Raleigh, production to begin 2024. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel witch, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3 or 2. I'm sorry. I got ahead of myself.
Chris Deuce.
Yeah, I got ahead of myself. Sorry about that. Here on Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Sorry about that. I guess I'm just hurrying up this day to be over.
Right. I did it. Just trying to rush through it.
I'm like, is it the day over yet? Is the day over yet? Can I go to bed now? Yeah. Anyway. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Yes.
Welcome to your middle of the week. Feels a little different out there. A little overcast, cloudy.
It hits different.
Talk of rain in the air.
Mm-hmm. It smells different. It feels different.
I dig it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
It's not. I'm not complaining about it.
Yeah. It's kind of like I'm guessing people up in the Pacific Northwest deal with a lot of rainy days.
Yeah.
So they get a sunny one every once in a while. And they're like, hey, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just the other way around.
Yeah.
We get all these sunny days and like, ooh, a gloomy, cloudy day.
We get to be Seattle for just a day.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all grab your coffees and sit out on porches.
I've said several times, I feel like I could be comfortable in a place like a Seattle. Like, I'm okay with rainy weather a lot. At the same time, I think maybe I've changed my tune a bit over the last, well, we'll call it like, interesting. Over the last, we'll call it like several years.
Yeah.
Because, I no longer, if it's more than 3 days of like gloom and rain, I'm done. I'm just like, okay, some sunshine would be nice.
I think it depends on what your day is and what you got to do. Like if you're going to be outdoors all day, you want nothing to do with rain and stuff.
Yeah.
If you sit in an office and
Although,
you know what I mean?
if you're like working in, let's say for example, DOT, and you're one of the guys that has to stand on the side of the road, supervise whatever. A day like today is going to feel awesome.
Oh, construction.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, as long as it's not like pouring.
Right.
If it's just overcast, then you're like, we get some work done. It's not hot, nice out.
Yeah, roofers. Like as long as it's not like pouring rain. Although then again, you're working with metal, and there's the thought of
I don't think
lightning
roofers work in the rain.
Not in the rain, but like the light rain.
Hey, I got some visiting today. I'll let you know if it's raining and they show up and we'll start working. But,
dude, I got all excited just now because Keanu Reeves followed me on TikTok.
Really?
No. So it turns out if you do even a slight modicum of research, you find out it's not Keanu Reeves.
Oh, bummer.
Just an AI account.
Oh, man. That's
okay.
unfortunate. I would have been hit you because that could have been an ear.
Yeah.
And you could have got to him.
Dude, I was excited. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was going to, you won't get that reference, but I was going to tell him he was breathtaking.
Is that a Walk in the Clouds reference?
No, he was okay. So he's in this game, Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh, okay.
So he appeared at the Video Game Awards, and while he was on stage, somebody in the crowd screamed out, "You're breathtaking!" And he goes, "You're breathtaking! You're all breathtaking!" And it became a meme.
Well, there ain't nothing wrong with spreading that kind of love.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody breathing in that room.
That's right.
Somebody's taking breaths.
Who's keeping them all? That's my question. What are you doing with all those breaths?
But I'm just thinking, we could, if you had that connection, you could like meld his brain so we have Bill and Ted movies for the rest of our lives.
All right. Yeah. Just fanfic.
Like, forget John Wick 37. Bill and Ted's Even Boguser Journey.
Even Boguser Journey. Now, hold on, though. I'm going to say no, don't forget about John Wick, because, I mean, you've seen all of them, right?
I have not seen the most recent Wick.
Dude, it is so good.
Okay, I'll get to it eventually.
This new one, Parabellum, like the John Wick 3.
Yeah.
It takes it up like a whole other notch. It's so good.
I'm fine with those series. It's not my favorite.
I'll tell you this. I now, more than any other time in my life, believe that it all comes down to the directing and not the acting. Because Keanu Reeves is an amazing actor. But you put him in a Matrix movie, like directed by the Wachowskis, it's not going to be very good.
Although, in all fairness, the one that went to HBO Max, the Resurrections,
the most recent one?
Yeah. I kind of didn't hate it.
I didn't hate it, but it didn't get me as excited or happy as I hoped it would.
It was never as good as the original. It's 10 times better than 2 and 3.
Yes.
That's
yes,
my
it
opinion.
is. I agree 100%. Because I was a fan of 1. I was not a fan of 2 or 3. So I agree with you 100% on that. But the John Wick movies are like wall-to-wall cinematic masterpiece.
I guess they crowbar so much action in there that it almost overshadows the story.
You know what I love so much?
That's what I have a problem with. It's like I forget the story again because I just watched 20 minutes of two guys blowing everything up except each other in a fight scene.
It does, but then the story is almost it takes a back seat, but it almost can, like in a way, because it's not the point of the point really is, I mean, the action, yes, but it's more specifically they're telling the story of the Continental. They're telling the story of the actual hotel itself, the lineage, the legacy of.
We'll call the movie The Continental.
And they're working on the series. I'm really excited about that. Yeah. The series based around the hotel, but that's kind of the overarching like story that they adhere to. The loose plot behind it's not as important. But my favorite part of any of those movies is how true to form they are with guns.
Yeah.
They fire a clip, the clip runs out, he drops a clip and he puts another clip in and they show all. It's like, I'm sick of endless clips in movies. I hate that. It's like you just fired 37 rounds out of that pistol. Unless you got a banana clip in there.
Unless it's Hot Shots, of course.
Right. And that but again,
there's proof in it.
They were taking the piss, so to speak.
The one that makes me laugh the hardest in Hot Shots is there's a scene where he's dressed up as Rambo and they're doing the body count thing and he's shooting everything.
That's part
living.
2.
Is that part 2?
Yeah.
And you see the numbers go, and then at one point he runs out of bullets. He finally runs out of bullets, throws the gun down, throws his hand into an ammo box full of bullets,
and just
hucks him. Yep. And then all these people start, and
I love the kill level, Rambo, kill level. It just keeps going up. Most violent, or bloodiest, goriest movie ever, I think is what it said.
The part where he just picks up bullets and throws them at him. I'll just fall down, mows him down. That made me laugh. So yes. So when I see John Wick, I think Hot Shots.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. That's deservedly so. Honestly, and I know it's because the Zucker brothers aren't alive anymore, I assume, but we're never, I don't think, ever going to get another movie to that quality or caliber.
I think they are still alive.
Because they're trying with all the...
Matter of factly, you remember when the Impractical Jokers during COVID had their
dinner party
show where they'd sit at home? They interviewed a Zucker. They had one of the Zuckers.
Maybe one of them's still alive, but it just, I feel like that whole genre could never be redone. Successfully. I mean, they sort of did with like the scary now. I think it's like the paranormal movies.
Yeah.
But even those, it doesn't scratch the itch in the same way.
Problem is, there's so many offshoot spoofs now, and you know what I mean. Like these people created.
Well, sense of humor and sensibility has also changed. I would agree with you there, but I feel like we could take the concept of a movie like an Airplane, a Kentucky Fried Movie, something like that, and modernize it to like our sensibilities. I know you got to go, but to like modernize it to like our sensibilities. Yeah. But then you got Movie 43. I feel like that's what they were trying to do.
Well, see, I think you got a lot of people that are doing that to it, and I think they kind of destroy what the Zuckers, your Airplanes, what your Leslie Nielsen style movies.
Maybe just let the legacy lie.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I think you just need to find the right actor to pull that off. Like I think you need another Leslie Nielsen, another Lloyd Bridges, another Robert Stack.
That's the problem. Is you need not a comedic actor. You need a serious dramatic actor.
Yeah.
That can say funny things.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing that makes it work.
Tom Bergeron.
Yeah. I could see that working.
Is he still doing Dance with the Stars?
No, I don't think so.
He quit that. He's not doing funny home videos anymore.
No.
Let's make him the next Leslie Nielsen.
Dude, I could see Tom Bergeron pulling off a Leslie Nielsen. I can actually see it more and more as I'm thinking about it. It kind of really works.
All right, it is 8:15. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore with your Pecos Valley weather. It'll be a partly sunny go of it for today, folks. We actually have a low-end chance for showers and a rumble of thunder in place. Not expecting a lot of rain, but we cannot rule out something isolated sneaking in. High temperature ranging from the mid to upper 60s in the Roswell area. We'll hit the low 70s for Carlsbad and Artesia. Some gusty winds around, but nothing compared to what we had yesterday. Clear for the overnight hours, our low mid to upper 30s. That's your latest forecast. I'm Jennifer Naramore.
Thank you, Jennifer. Currently 46 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 73%. Winds currently out of the northeast at 17 miles per hour. They're saying there's a 20% chance to be exact, of rain showers today. Partly cloudy. 67 are expected high with north winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. For tonight, that 20% chance of showers continues, mainly before 10 p.m. Partly cloudy otherwise with an overnight low of 38. Winds will be out of the west 15 to 20 miles per hour. Tomorrow for you Thursday, sunny, highs near 70 with winds out of the northwest 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 45. South winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Friday, mostly sunny, highs near 80 with south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday night, clear skies with an overnight low of 44. And then for your weekend, sunny skies with a high of 81 on Saturday, sunny and 87 for Sunday. All right, it is 17 minutes after 8 o'clock. We're going to take about a 2.5-minute commercial break. And then on the other side of the break, our interview we had on Thursday with Kathy Lay from Keep Roswell Beautiful, talking about Arbor Day, their sapling event that'll be happening out at the Cielo Grande Recreation Area. And then we also talk about their community volunteer program. So that's coming up on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Hey, all you cats and kitties out there in Radio Land, listen up, because if you're thinking a cruise down Main Street in Artesia sounds like the perfect way to spend a Saturday, well, have I got news for you, because we ain't fooling around. It's the 23rd Annual Main Event Car Show and Cruise, coming up Friday and Saturday, April 1st and 2nd in downtown Artesia. Kicking things off on Friday, April 1st with a parade and cruise down Main Street at 6 p.m. Then come out for a stroll through Heritage Plaza Saturday starting at 9 to see amazing cars from all decades lined up for you to view. Classic cars to antique trucks and even some tractors. There'll be something for everybody. Best of all, spectators are free. For more information or to sign up, call the Artesia Chamber of Commerce at 575-746-2744. That's 575-746-2744, or go online to artesiachamber.com. Don't miss the 23rd Annual Main Event Car Show and Cruise, Friday and Saturday, April 1st and 2nd in downtown Artesia. Paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
Where can you find the best selection of beautiful and unique home decor in the region? Easy, Casa Decor in Ruidoso. For years, people from all over have come to Casa Decor for the best selection of rustic, real wood furniture, beautiful decor from the Southwest and beyond, and quality outdoor furniture and accessories that are built to last a lifetime. At Casa Decor, they have over 10,000 square feet of showroom for everything you need. Casa Decor opens 7 days a week from 9:30 to 5 at 1214 Meacham Drive in Ruidoso, or online at casadecorruidoso.com. Proud supporter of local high school sports.
This time of year, we all like to have fun talking about four-leaf clovers, rabbit's feet, and the luck of the Irish. But when it comes to finding a nice pre-owned vehicle you can really count on, you need more than just luck. You need a dealer like Roswell Ford. Here at the Tailgate Nation, we have the best selection of pre-owned vehicles in southeastern New Mexico. Great-looking late-model pickups, SUVs, sports cars, and family sedans. But more important than how they look is how they run, so Roswell Ford puts every one through a rigorous 139-point inspection. On top of that, Roswell Ford gives you a 3-day money-back guarantee, so if you find something you don't like, you can just bring it back. That's a lot more than luck. That's true peace of mind. And if you really have a nice car or truck you'd like to sell, please bring it by. We'll look it over and make you an offer on the spot. So when you're ready to move up to a newer vehicle, don't take chances. Come see your friends at Roswell Ford, the Tailgate Nation, at the corner of 9th and Main, and leave your rabbit's foot at home.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The average person spends 6 months of their lifetime waiting for a red light to turn green. Share this information with a police officer that pulls you over the next time you run a red light. Here's Mike Winters.
Hope I hit the button right. And good morning. It is 18 minutes after 9 o'clock. Beefy finger just mashing around buttons and hitting the wrong one there. Joining us in the studio this morning from Keep Roswell Beautiful. Yep. And I always like to throw in the community, I guess the community volunteer.
Volunteers, all kinds of stuff.
Coordinator, amongst other things. Kathy Lay back with us. That's the important part. Kathy Lay back with us.
You remember my name.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. Yourself?
Doing good.
Good.
And fortunately, today the weather's nice. So what we're about to talk about feels like something you want to do right now.
True enough.
Like if the other day when it was cold and rainy and we had this conversation, people may not be so receptive to it. But,
correct.
But now that it's sunny and they got a weekend of warm weather ahead.
And the trees are starting to blossom, and I'm seeing little pretty pink flowers on all the trees.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
So springitis is starting to set in a little bit.
It's starting to hit me, that spring fever.
Yeah. So to help flame your fever for spring.
Yes.
City of Roswell is doing their annual Arbor Day event. This is
correct.
It's been going on for years now.
I believe it has. I don't know when it actually started.
As long as I can remember, but I know it's been for at least 10 years. I don't know.
And I know Keep Roswell Beautiful was a restarted program. It had been running before, and then they expanded. They did the Keep Chaves County Beautiful, and I think a couple of years ago, the city then restarted the Keep Roswell Beautiful program, and then they all started partnering with that Arbor Day event.
Yeah.
So they've been doing it since they did the restart.
Yeah. So and if you're not familiar, what this is one day, April the
9th.
April 9th here.
Yes.
The city will be having an event where you can come down and get some free saplings.
Correct.
Free tree saplings.
Now these are bare root seedlings, is what they call them.
Okay.
They've get them from the forestry department helps us. We buy them from the forestry department and wherever we can get them. Sometimes we have, like right now, we're scrambling, trying to get more of them.
Okay.
Because with the drought and with the supply chain interruptions and all that kind of stuff, they've been having trouble tracking down. They usually want to try to get 1,000.
Okay.
We've got 600 that we have arranged so far, and we're working on getting another 400.
To get another 400.
We want to have 1,000 by the 9th, and we're hoping, fingers crossed. But we know we've got 600 for sure.
Good deal. So we'll at least have
Correct.
600 to give away, hopefully 1,000.
Yes, and these are bare root seedlings. They're in a little plastic bag. I did this one time back when I lived in Oklahoma, and they were like giving away free trees, and I shut up, and they were actually kind of cedar at the time. They're trees that are very hardy and made to grow in the area
Yeah,
you're at.
they pick breeds or
Specifically,
types
ones that will be good for Roswell.
Yeah.
They look really small when you get them, but they grow quickly and they take root quickly, and they usually are pretty hardy and grow quick. You grow fast.
So you don't have to have a uber green thumb to make these work. Just
You
a
gotta
little
keep 'em
TLC
watered.
and
Yep.
and you're gonna have a nice thriving tree in your
Yes,
yard.
and they grow. Reuben, who is our city arborist, he is out at the cemetery. He works with under the Parks Division, and he knows all about trees and planting. We have, if you go to our Facebook page, Keep Roswell Beautiful, make sure you do New Mexico. Go to Facebook, search Keep Roswell Beautiful, New Mexico. Our page will pop up. Under the events, we have the Arbor Day tree event, the seedling giveaway.
Okay.
And there's a video you can click on, and you'll see Reuben showing you how to plant these.
Okay, so it's like an instructional video.
Yeah, instructional video.
Okay.
This is a drive-through event.
So everybody that goes to the event, please watch that video for when it comes time
After
for you to
get
plant
back,
your tree.
you can, and then we also have instructions for how to plant them as well.
Okay.
But these are little seedlings, and then you plant them, keep them watered. And he showed me some that they had planted just like 2 3 years ago, and they were already like 15, 20 feet high. I mean, I should say about 15 feet high, and starting to kind of branch out and stuff and look pretty
They look
hardy.
like trees.
They were real trees. I was like, oh my gosh. He said, people don't realize how quickly they can grow.
They're hardy.
And they will grow quickly. They are good for our area.
It's just like those little tadpoles and things when you see them, they're tiny.
Yeah.
And then,
And they sprout
months
up.
later, they're a big old frog.
Yes,
But
we have those we're giving away. The way it'll work is we're at Cielo Grande Park, and that is out on 1612 West College Boulevard.
Yeah.
So if you're coming down Main Street, you hit College, go west.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's out there by just past the aquatic center.
Yeah, the soccer complex out there,
Yes.
the BLM property, it's all right in that little complex.
Yeah, in the
there.
parking lot, we'll have cones set up and volunteers. And if you want to volunteer, by the way, we need help for volunteers.
Sure, the more the merrier.
The more the merrier. We'll be directing cars to go to the pickup location, and they will just drive up, roll down their window, and we'll hand them one of the bags. And we've got really cool stuff this year. It's really nice. Yeah.
Kathy was very kind enough to give me a preview bag.
Turn it
here.
around so they can see.
Oh yeah, here's the logo. On,
there you go. That's what we will give you, one of the Keep Roswell Beautiful bags. And those are reusable shopping totes. They got a pocket in the front. We also have gotten from the New Mexico Department of Transportation, NMDOT, has given us a bunch of the Toss No Moss car trash containers. They're the reusable ones. Here's my lovely
I'm a Vanna White. I'm a Vanna White here.
And we're going to give you one of those. They're those reusable ones you can put in the car over the headrest, and then you can throw trash in it so you don't have to throw it out.
Yeah.
And then Excel Energy has also been very generous and donated 500 boxes of these LED light energy efficient light bulbs.
I bet if I do this.
Yep. They're wonderful LED light bulbs from Excel Energy. Will be giving you a box of those, and then instructions on how to plant the trees, and if we have like little shrubs, because sometimes they also can secure like shrubs like lilacs or forsythia or some of those kinds of things.
Okay.
So we're working, if we may end up getting some of those. I'm not sure if we'll have some of those for the other 400, but we're going to work on trying to get 1,000.
Okay.
They will be all bagged up and ready to go, and we'll hand you one of those bags with all the goodies in it. We're allowing one per adult in the car. And so, because sometimes neighbors want a carpool that's energy efficient.
And to be honest, I will tell you, a lot of people come out to this event.
Yeah.
And there is a line. It goes quick.
First come, first serve.
It's first come, first serve. Don't get disheartened if you see the line. But I will warn you right now, the early bird gets the worm on these.
Yeah.
And so make sure was it 9 a.m. when everything gets underway? Make sure
9 a.m. We're going to set up about 8. We'll start setting up at 8 o'clock. 9 a.m. We'll open the lines and start handing those bags of goodies out, and we'll hand them out till they're gone, or until 11 o'clock, whichever comes first. I'm sure we'll give them all out before 11.
Yeah, that usually happens.
Yes.
Especially, hopefully, you get the 1,000 and not just the 600.
Yes. But we only have 500 boxes of light bulbs, so the first ones of those.
So the first 500 will get the light bulb.
Correct.
And the first hopefully 1,000.
And the thing is sometimes I believe they sometimes put 2 in a bag.
Okay.
So we're trying to get enough. What we'll end up doing is going to have 500.
Okay.
And what we'll end up trying to do is put 2 seedlings in every bag.
Okay.
And so that way you'll have 2 to plant, not just one little seedling, but you'll have 2 to plant. So we're going to have like bundles of 500 of everything.
Yep.
And so that's what we'll give out. So the first 500 who show up will get the bags.
Very cool.
So that's our plan.
So and this is a great way to kind of work and beautify your own yards. And a couple of free trees here for you, basically.
Correct.
Pro tips, just like you said, watch the video on how to plant it. Because one thing I've always learned about trees, if you've got a $5 tree, you need a $10 hole. And, that was the saying I always heard. You got to have a bigger hole.
Yeah.
But the other thing you need to think about is you're looking at these little tiny saplings.
Right.
They're going to be big trees someday.
Yes.
So where you put them is
correct.
Key. If you're going to put it right up next to the house, odds are pretty good you're going to have root problems and everything else.
And don't put it right under your electric line that's going to grow right up into your power source that comes across your yard. I'm kind of scooted over a bit.
So think ahead.
Look up, look around, look down.
In 5 years from now, is that tree going to be posed a problem for any of your utilities or your home or
correct.
And if the answer is yes, then maybe find a new location to plant that.
And in the bag we're going to have a little a bundle, like a stapled together bunch of flyers.
Okay.
One of them is about Keep Roswell Beautiful. It's about our program that we have that we're working on getting funding to do next year. We've actually expended the funds for this year, but there is information about it. It is the Empowering Youth Cleanup fundraiser that we do with youth groups. We're hoping to get refunded again for that, for grant money for next year. There's information about how that program works, but on the other side it is also about our free cleanup supplies.
Yeah.
We still have those.
Yeah.
And what we do with that is if you are an individual or a community group.
Here's a bunch.
Yep. We will give you
a
roll. We will give you trash bags. We will give you disposable gloves.
These got the black ones here.
And for like groups that want to do bigger cleanups, we have even those kind of rubbery black gloves that you can use. We also have trash grabbers that can be borrowed.
Oh, yeah, the little
and safety vests.
Okay.
Yep. And so we have these cleanup supplies. And we can provide those. Like I have a couple of individuals, probably 3 different individuals, that they go to parks and while their kids play, they clean up the park.
Nice.
And so
what a cool idea.
Yeah. And I give them rolls of trash bags and disposable gloves and safety vests. And they can just keep those on hand. And I give them one of those really cool reusable
Works
totes.
great if you take your dog for a walk too.
Yes, absolutely. And they go out and they actually do cleanups at the parks on a regular basis.
That's great.
And they fill out like a volunteer. I've got like a tracking form if you want to do that too. We'd love getting those volunteer hours in because that shows where we're doing the cleanups and how much trash they're picking up.
Sure.
But even if you don't want to turn in that kind of tracking, if you just want to go out and do community cleanups, we will give you free cleanup supplies to do it with.
We appreciate your commitment and say, hey,
correct.
As a small token, let at least help you cover some of the cost of the trash removal here with some of the bags.
And with the Arbor Day, I also want to mention, Mike, one of the things we're going to try to do that day is if you want, especially just even starting right now, we've got a couple of about 2.5 weeks till Arbor Day, till the 9th, so by something like that.
Yeah, March will be over next month. Scary enough.
And it's going to be April the 9th. So we're looking at about like maybe 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Start saving your bottle caps.
Yes.
Okay, these plastic bottle caps, or if you have been saving them, they can be water bottle, pop bottle, they can be medicine bottle, they can be the little plastic tubs.
Yeah, like your mayonnaise jars or the butter tops.
Correct.
Yeah. As long as it's plastic, not the metal, old school metal.
The great huge, but the smaller, no metal. Any of those bottles that have the plastic lids, start throwing those suckers in a plastic bag or in a bag of some kind. Bring them to Arbor Day if you're coming to get trees.
You're going to be collecting them there?
We're going to be collecting them there. And what we're going to do with those is we're going to get those to Main Street Roswell because they have that recycled bottle cap
the
to
benches
program. program.
It's an amazing program.
It's wonderful. If you look downtown at those amazing benches that are new, they are black and gray. They are getting enough to put one on every corner.
Yeah.
They're working hard to collect more bottle caps.
It's real practical green.
It is
green.
absolutely amazing, reclaiming, reusing.
It's really green, but it's actually something that's good, practical, and actually beneficial and better than probably the original. You know what I mean?
They're amazing. They're made out of this solid plastic. They take those lids, they get the youth groups that they are partnering with, weigh them, clean them up, pull any paper off of them and stuff, and get them sorted, put them in bags. And then Main Street Roswell has been arranging to go down, drop off, or go up, actually north, drop off the bottle caps and pick up, pay the fee for the exchange kind of fee, which is much cheaper per bench than if they bought them.
Yeah, and I think it's like they basically, I don't remember the numbers, but it's like, was it a couple 100 pounds, 200 pounds?
Yeah, several hundred pounds of bottle
one
caps
bench, basically.
equals one bench, and then they pay a recycling kind of partial payment, or like it's less than you would pay to buy those benches outright.
Sure.
But it's still, they have to pay a fee to get that done. And they take those bottle caps and give them the benches.
Yeah.
They bring them back, and then the city and Main Street work on getting those installed.
Sure. And the great thing about them is these benches, because the many of their materials and stuff, they're more...
they're durable.
Yeah, they're durable, but they're also a little more graffiti resistant.
Exactly.
And
If
things
they
like
graffiti
that.
those, they're made of that solid material, same color all the way through.
Yeah.
They can literally just take a grinder, go zip, and grind it off. If they have trouble getting that washed off, if they just sand it slightly, it goes right back underneath there. It's the exact same
good
stuff.
as new,
And it looks new, and they're very, very durable because they're made out of that heavy solid all the way through, that melted recycled plastic. And it keeps all of this plastic out of our landfills, out of the ground. One of the things that I've been studying about, and I actually went and did a presentation at one of the schools here in town to 160 students about the environmental impact that plastics are having and about reuse, reduce, recycle. If you're interested in having me do that at your school, I can come do that presentation as well. I would love to schedule some things in the fall to do that at your school. And I was able to get some funds to do these really cool cups that I gave one of those wheat cups to all the students. Let me show that.
Here's one right here.
Yep. I gave a wheat cup and one of those shopping totes to every student who was in the flip it slightly so they can see the logo.
I thought I was in front.
There you go. Oh, you almost had it. Turn it.
I'm trying.
A little more. There you go. We give them, these are made out of wheat.
Oh, I'm looking at your camera.
They're made out of wheat. And so we gave one of those to every student. I love coming in and sharing with the students. Plastics do not decompose and go away. They, like a plastic bag, like a Walmart bag, or one of those shopping totes, whatever. I don't mean to say Walmart in a bad way, but like one of those shopping bags, those clear plastic ones.
Yeah, the clear disposable bags.
Those take 200 years to degenerate, and they turn into something called microplastics, and they release the toxins back into the environment. So that all those toxins in those plastics, the straws, they take, I think they said 20 years to degenerate, and they also turn into microplastics.
Sure.
We have enough plastic straws in the United States in one day to wrap around the equator 2.5 times.
Wow.
We use that many straws in a day that are being recycled. So
and this uses the wheat, which is fully biodegradable.
It'll be biodegradable.
And by the way, it feels just like plastic.
It's really strong.
It's durable
It's sturdy. It's amazing.
It smells.
Yeah,
it doesn't smell. It actually doesn't have that funky plastic smell.
No, it's wonderful stuff.
It actually it's odorless.
We're going to give one of those to every volunteer who helps at Arbor Day.
Nice cup.
But we gave those out at the presentation that I do. But these bottle caps these bottles that are being recycled into benches, that keeps all this plastic that turns into that junky stuff from getting back into the environment and puts it into something useful.
Nice.
So bring your bottle caps.
Yeah, I love
to
that.
Arbor Day, bag up however many you have, bring them. When we get ready to hand you your little seedlings, hand us a bag of bottle caps. And then we will get those to Main Street Roswell.
And I would love to get as families, get your kids involved in that. Make it a project for them to be the collector of the bottle caps and things.
And they're collecting these not just at Arbor Day, but if you start collecting those bottle caps, you can get them to the Chamber of Commerce, to the Visitor Center.
Reach out to Main Street Roswell if you got a
That's where they all end
Yeah.
up. So if you want to even contact Main Street Roswell directly and get it to them directly, saves one step in passing it along.
Sure.
But if you start collecting them and aren't sure where to take them, we can make that arrangement as well.
Absolutely. Yeah,
so
reach
we
out.
want to collect those bottle caps and get some more good benches for our downtown area.
Absolutely. Let's get
and
them.
for wherever they
Maybe
want
we
to put
get
them.
every single bench in Roswell replaced with one of those.
That'd be phenomenal.
That would be good.
That'd be phenomenal.
And it would be great too because I got a feeling those are going to be benches that that are 20 years from now they're still serviceable benches.
They're pretty. I mean? It's pretty impressive. And if you want to sponsor the placement of those or the purchase of those, contact Main Street Roswell, and you can arrange sponsoring a bench because they do have some. I think they did receive some grant funds. I don't know how much of it they've used for that.
Okay.
But they are also looking for sponsors.
Okay.
For those benches, and the city does have to place those. So that'd be great. And then also as far as sponsors with the projects within the city, because we want to get some other things in the city as well. I'm kicking off. Speaking of sponsorship, that just reminded me, I'm kicking off a pet sponsorship for helping with the adoption fees at the animal services.
Animal control.
Yeah, that just reminded me. I'm going to put a plug in for that while I got the ears of the people here.
Sure.
In order for those animals to be adopted, they are required to get their vaccination shots, to be spayed or neutered, and to have a microchip.
Yes.
Those are all very good things for that.
Absolutely.
The spay or neuter keeps from having more puppies and more cats.
This is all to control our overpopulated
because
population.
we're already overpopulated. It keeps that animal, if they were to get lost or get out of your fence for a little while and come back with, expecting puppies or kitties, then there's more that have to be found a home for.
Yeah.
So they're required to be spayed or neutered. They need their vaccination so you don't get them home and within 2 or 3 days they get sick and die on you.
Or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
They want those animals to be healthy when you get them. And they need to have a microchip so if that animal gets lost, they can get it back to you.
Yep.
So those things are required. That can be quite costly to do all at once for some people. So we want to do a donation or where people can donate to that fund to help pay for that. So that
create
people,
like a voucher for some of those folks.
Yeah, a voucher to have those things done.
Okay.
And then they would just pay the adoption fee, which is like $1.
Yeah.
So that will allow more people to be able to adopt those animals from the city animal services, from the animal shelter.
Sure.
So if you are interested in doing that, call me, Kathy Lay. I'm at City Hall. Call City Hall, Kathy Lay.
Sure.
We have a donation account set up.
Okay.
It does not go to city general funds.
Nice.
It goes directly to that donation
earmarked
fund.
specifically
earmarked
for
that. That's what it has to
Nice.
be used for.
And I imagine, too, if you walk next door and talk to the Humane Society folks, they'd be probably willing to partner with you and talk about that, getting involved with that, too. Because
yes, Humane Society, the Animal Services. We also love getting volunteers.
Pets either way.
Yeah. We also love getting volunteers to help within the city for different projects like Arbor Day. I need volunteers. I handle volunteerism as well. We also have people that can volunteer. The museum is looking for volunteers right now, especially. They have 4 different positions for volunteers, for docents, and for like this the second Saturday.
Yeah, when they got their free Saturdays.
For the Saturday stuff. There's 4 different things. I can send you information if you're interested in helping as a volunteer at the Roswell Museum. Let me know. I can hook you up.
And I'm telling you, especially for younger folks that maybe are wanting to pursue careers in some of these fields, this is a great way
Animal
to get
services, the zoo.
Foot in the door.
Yes.
Learn if this is really what you want, and B, get that valuable experience. So when you if you're in the middle of your formal training for it or about to enter it, now you've got that to go with. And by the way, these could lead into career opportunities. So just say you're volunteering at the zoo or at the museum, and next thing you know, when time comes, you're one of the curators or one of the zookeepers or one of the folks that are managing things.
One of the young ladies who works out there has worked out there for many years. She knows all about the care of the animals. She does these really cool things, like sometimes when the animals have babies and the baby was rejected, she's the one that gets to take it home and bottle feed it and have this cute little wild
got her own
animal.
little zoo pets.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, she's done that with some of the different animals that are born there, and she's so amazing with all the animals. She started at the zoo as a volunteer.
That's amazing.
And she became exactly what you said.
The proof's in the pudding.
She became so involved in caring for those animals, loving those animals. Now she's one of our full-time employees over there and has worked there for years.
Yeah.
And that's how her career started, was by volunteering.
And to be honest, young folks, a lot of adults' careers start that way.
It's true.
Sometimes what you're looking for, you may not know, and then sometimes it finds you.
Yeah.
And I think opportunities like this is where it finds you. You'd be like,
I agree.
yeah, let me volunteer. Next thing you go to the museum, and then you develop a passion for art or a passion for children or something, and that kind of steers you in the direction that your path takes, that life takes you. And that's what happens all the time. So use these opportunities to better your own self and better our community.
And sometimes even, it's not just as kids, but as adults.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's amazing. Sometimes we can find a passion with our volunteer time. And it's so fulfilling to know you're giving back to the community and making a positive difference in our community and doing something that is supporting the positive impact. We have so many different things that can be done as volunteerism and helping within the community. So So contact me if you're interested in volunteering. If you're interested in sponsoring projects, like we do need park benches and gazebos out at the
If you're
new,
a business
at the
or
zoo.
an organization that wants to get involved,
Yeah, and we need, there's like the all-inclusive playground where we're looking for equipment and stuff that the kids that are, sometimes even adults who are childlike in their mind, need places that they can go and play safely.
So is that where they're at now? They're still kind of designing equipment and trying to find the right pieces to put in there?
Well, that's in process right now.
Gotcha. Okay. I was just curious. I hadn't heard much on that update, and I was so I was kind of curious.
And they just recently did this launch of the Carpenter Park with the splash pad. There's all kinds of stuff, and you can leave a legacy in the name of a loved one. You can leave a legacy at helping with the animals, getting more animals placed in homes. If there's a certain area that you have a passion for and you'd like to participate in donating, we have donation accounts now that are available. Contact me for donations, sponsorship, for volunteerism, for Arbor Day.
Yeah.
Man, I can hook you up with all the fun stuff.
Absolutely. And get involved. And there's a lot of opportunities.
Yes,
Reach out
there
to
is.
Kathy here. And, of course, we don't want to let people forget. Mark April 9th down.
April 9th.
That's going to be our big Arbor Day celebration. 9 to 11 at Cielo Grande Park.
Correct.
Over there near in
the parking lot.
Yeah, near the Roswell Recreation Aquatic Center, the soccer complex,
right.
all the stuff that's over in that.
Yeah.
I always call it actually it's starting to be our unofficial recreation district. It really is starting to turn that way.
It's amazing. I didn't realize how many parks there are in Roswell or how many acres. It's like hundreds of acres.
We
of
do
parks.
have a lot. For,
oh my gosh, it's amazing how much there is.
We're very blessed in some of these things. And
we are.
And we as a community need to take advantage of this stuff. So get out there and get in your parks. We got a beautiful weekend of weather coming up. Go out and explore them. Go out there, maybe, hey, if you're out walking the parks here, call Kathy and say, hey.
I give you cleanup supplies.
Give me a couple of them trash bags and a couple of those little picker things.
Listen, I'll give you a roll of trash bags, a trash grabber, some gloves.
Yeah, and we're gonna start grabbing stuff while we're hiking around and checking out the city.
A shopping tote to throw it all in.
Yeah.
A car trash. Oh, listen, I can give you a car trash container.
Yeah.
I'll put all that in a bag and give it to you. Go clean up.
Exactly. And of course, if you want to learn more, maybe, if you want to learn more about where the various opportunities to volunteer in this community are, Kathy can put you in the right direction here. And
I can.
I'm telling you, especially if you got kids or college or high school age kids or young adults, whatever, anybody, or maybe retirees,
groups, all that stuff.
But if you're thinking, I've always wanted to be with veterinary or pets, well, maybe let's go put you over at the zoo and let you see if that's something you really like. And and then before you go to all the formal training and everything, and find
animal
out
services.
Yeah,
they do adoption events, and they need extra hands for the adoption events when they take those animals for adoption.
By the way, too, I think like we talk about volunteers and stuff. If I know the Humane Society does it. I think Animal Control does as well. If maybe you're in a position where you can't own pets, but you love pets, like you like a dog, but you don't have the yard for it, you don't, have the means to do it. Come volunteer to interact with the pets. Hang out. I know, like over at Humane Society, let them
so much.
when the weather's nice, let them take them for a walk or just interact.
Socialize
Same with
them,
Animal Control, because the more human interaction those pets have, the higher. It increases the odds of them getting adopted.
Yeah, the engagement that that those animals have with people when they come in, and the warmth they show to people when they come in, because they feel more secure and safe. It helps them make that connection so that they're more likely to be adopted.
Because in essence, I mean, the dogs don't know exactly what's going on. They think they're in jail, basically.
Babies.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then so even at the Humane Society, where where it's no kill or whatever, it's still the same. If they're sitting in cages, and if you sit in a cage for a long period of time, see how your personality is.
I can make them a little more antisocial.
So that's why we say this. Come in and remember, when you do adopt, you're seeing these pets at their worst. Remember that.
That's true.
When you get them home in your own environment and they learn your routines and your patterns, you're going to find out that pet is going to be eager to please and be much more. So if it seems a little standoffish or a little quiet or a little loud or rambunctious, those are probably symptoms or how the dog's dealing with the environment it's currently living.
True.
Think about that.
Or even kitties. That's right.
Exactly. Or they're kitty cats too. Although kitties seem a little more oblivious to that kind of thing. They're kind of like their own little world, and it's like, and they're either like, don't touch me, or come here.
Yeah.
I want to grab it. Yeah, come here. Come over here.
Hey.
Yeah.
Come over here. Let me show you something. I got fur.
They just seem like they're immune to whatever's going on around them. Maybe I'm wrong. It just seems that way.
We have kitties, we have puppies. I love them all. I have a mule.
Yeah, you got them all. And then,
I love them all. I love animals.
Absolutely.
Love animals, love people.
They make lives a lot better for us, I think, here. But again, folks, don't forget, April 9th, Cielo Grande Park. It's our annual Arbor Day celebration. Free saplings along with the free baggies full of goodies and things like that.
Yes.
First come, first serve.
Correct.
Like I said, we got the light bulbs. That'll be the first 500.
Yep.
We got. Hopefully, we'll have 1,000 sapling seedlings available
and
for
if
everybody.
not, we'll put. We're going to try to put. I think what Ruben says they do like 2 in a bag.
Yeah.
So the first 100 that come would have 2 seedlings, and the other 400 get 1.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But we'll give away all the seedlings we have.
You get them as long as we got them.
As long as we got them, we'll give them away.
9 a.m. when it gets underway. I'm telling you right now, do not wait towards later in the day because
we will be gone.
You're going to miss out.
It'll be all gone.
It'll be a little. Get up early, get your nice little breakfast, get your protein.
And there'll be a little instructions in the thing, how to plan them, but you can also watch that video. Ruben did a great job. We've got a link to it in the Facebook under our event for the Arbor Day.
Absolutely. And that might be just good advice to anytime
you
plant. Even if you decide not to get
anytime you're planting, if you're planting other trees, because it's getting to be tree season and shrub season. Check out that video. Ruben tells you some of the instructions about it. Yeah. He's really good. He does it like in a wheelbarrow so you can actually see what it looks like. That's the ground.
Sure.
But he tells you all these tips about planting and watering.
He simulates the ground with a wheelbarrow too.
Yep.
And by the way, don't forget the landfill and everything. If you need mulch, those kind of things, that's stuff you as citizens can go out and people go out there and donate their trees for the chipper and then they get mulched up. If you need mulch and things, reach out to the landfill.
True.
They usually have
and
a pile
of
it sitting there, and you get a truck and come on by and shovel it up and take it off to your homes for planting your trees or your gardens or whatever you got coming up here in the spring.
Yep, so it's really useful for that.
Yeah, absolutely. What's the best way to get a hold of you direct?
If you call, you can call the City Hall and ask for Kathy Lay. You can email me. It's k.lay, L-A-Y, at Roswell, and then the hyphen, that's that -nm.gov.
Very good.
But
And then you can look for Roswell Clean Beautiful on Facebook.
If you look at Facebook, you can look for Keep Roswell Beautiful.
Keep Roswell Beautiful, not Roswell Clean Beautiful.
Keep Roswell Beautiful, and for New Mexico, not Georgia.
Yeah.
Keep Roswell Beautiful, and then you can message me there. You can find my contact information if you go to the city of Roswell and look for Keep Roswell Beautiful, because you can actually look up roswell-nm.gov for our website.
Yeah,
and then
take you
look for under the residence. You'll see Keep Roswell Beautiful. That has my contact information as well.
Sure.
So there's a lot of different ways you can get a hold of me.
So if you need bags or have any questions about the Arbor Day event or volunteer program,
or sponsorship, all of that stuff.
Or if you're an idea person, Kathy's always looking for ideas and things to do. Saying maybe what if the city did this program? You think that's a good idea? Let's work with me on let's get that set up.
Yeah, I will look at and
Kathy's always looking for great ideas and things like that.
I love creative ideas.
Yeah.
I have some people that come in with like one of these guys that comes in on a regular basis, and he's gotten some amazing ideas that we're working on right now. Like he's talking about getting more of those toss no moss bags. And getting them to there's a place that does bike rental. Yeah. Getting them to the bicycles to put on the handlebars of the bicycles. Places that sell bicycles, putting them on the handlebars of the bicycles so kids can put their trash in there. He's got all these ideas. I'm going, what a good idea. Yeah. And I can contact him. Maybe I can get more and we could do that. I know. So I love creative ideas.
You know what would be kind of cool, and I know this is not your pay grade, but those benches we're talking about here. I think the city should maybe get a half dozen of those and put them in Reichman Park here as kind of a place for audience, because they do live music and stuff there. And there's enough little open space. I wonder if they could put a couple of those recycled benches and make a little, almost like an audience.
Seating
for a stage,
those.
for a little band area. Because most people get a couple sit, but if you had maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 where they could seat maybe 15, 20 people to sit down on one of those benches.
That's interesting.
That'd be kind of a neat place
I think that's interesting.
And I think it'd be a good place to showcase the benches and maybe turn them into an art project and let kids kind of do artwork with the benches to kind of add to it, kind of add to the mural and the tile work that's in that area. I think you could kind of incorporate that and let kids kind of art it up or something. I don't know. That might be a neat little.
That's fun. That's fun.
Anyway.
The other park that they're looking at, as far as I think that the library is wanting to do like library park.
Yeah, very cool. Well, they got the tree knowledge over there in that beautiful little area.
Yeah,
that
well,
you want to sit
the
down
library park is that one that's on Richardson. That's down from the miniature museum.
Yeah.
It's just south of the miniature museum, and there's like a little cubby there by the Roswell Resale Emporium.
I know what you're talking about.
And that one needs some little love and TLC and stuff. Yeah, it's called Library Park, and that would be another one that might be really kind of cool. There's something like that there. Anyway, yeah.
So start collecting your caps so we can start.
Get those bottle caps to me or Main Street, our Main Street Roswell.
And bring them with the Arbor Day if you're going to come out for the Arbor Day.
If you've got bottle caps, bring them Arbor Day and I'll get them to Main Street.
Yeah, very good. Did we get it all?
I think so.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Kathy.
Thank you
for all the swag. That was nice. I appreciate that.
Well, I wanted to show you what we're giving away.
Well, I'm going to use some of it. Next up, I'll use it. And I already got...
I love free stuff.
Just the other day, I was thinking my vehicle needs a trash can. I used to have one, and when I got a new vehicle... the one I had didn't really work in there. There's just no place. Now this one I can put on the back of the seat.
I've got one on the back that I've had for years. It's not one of these toss-em-offs, but it's the same design.
Yeah.
And I have it over the headrest on the passenger side because when I'm driving, I can reach my hand back and reach it.
Right,
if I put it behind my head, it won't work. So I put it on the passenger side and I just go blip. And I do not like trash under my feet. I hate that. So that... and you don't need to throw it out, man. It makes such a mess in our environment. It's so bad for our environment.
Absolutely, yeah.
So,
please
put it somewhere in your car. Call me. I'll give you one of the bags if you need one for your car.
Help you.
I'll give you one for free.
Maybe it'll organize your life and make you meet new friends when they.
Sure.
Now when they get in your car, they're like, ew. Now they won't be going ew.
It'll certainly make it more pleasant for yourself, and we deserve to do nice things for ourselves.
Yeah. If your thing smells like food wrappers and with a hint of the Christmas tree thing.
Oh, day Christmas tree.
Yeah. Maybe she get one of these cleanup bags here.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Kathy.
Thank
Appreciate
you,
it. We'll see you next time. Okay. All right. It is 9:51.
The sheriff has identified the man killed in a deputy-involved shooting. To the report of a disorderly man late Sunday night at a dairy out on East Jackson Road near the Eddy County line. Initial reports were that the man was trying to steal a tractor. But when the first deputy arrived, Aguilera immediately began fighting, but had been placed in handcuffs. Somehow, Aguilera slipped the cuffs and attempted to get into the front of a patrol cruiser where deputies keep their weapons. There was another struggle, and Aguilera was shot and killed, according to Sheriff Mike Harrington. The city of Roswell planning a swearing-in ceremony on Friday. The oath of office ceremony will take place for city council members at 4 p.m. at the Roswell Convention Center, Meeting Room A. Those being sworn in are Timothy Jennings as mayor, along with Ward 1, Christina Arnold, Juliana Halverson in Ward 2, Edward Heldenbrand in Ward 3, Robert Korn for Ward 4, and Ward 5 is Angela Moore. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore with your Pecos Valley weather. It'll be a partly sunny go of it for today, folks. We actually have a low-end chance for showers and a rumble of thunder in place. Not expecting a lot of rain, but we cannot rule out something isolated sneaking in. High temperature ranging from the mid to upper 60s in the Roswell area. We'll hit the low 70s for Carlsbad and Artesia. Some gusty winds around, but nothing compared to what we had yesterday. Clear for the overnight hours, our low mid to upper 30s. That's your latest forecast. I'm Jennifer Naramore.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. U.S. consumer confidence bounced back in March and remains high, though consumers' short-term outlook is not quite as high. The Conference Board, a business research group, said Tuesday that its Consumer Confidence Index, which takes into account consumers' assessment of current conditions and their outlook for the future, rose in March. The Senate on Tuesday agreed to consider the nomination of Lisa Cook for a position on the Federal Reserve's Board of Governors on a 50-49 party line vote. The result suggests that there is sufficient support in the evenly divided Senate to approve Cook, who would be the first black woman to serve on the Fed's powerful board in its 108-year history. All 50 Senate Democrats voted in favor, while all Republicans, except for Senator John Kennedy from Louisiana, voted against her nomination. Kennedy did not vote. Tuesday's vote was necessary because the Senate Banking Committee deadlocked on her nomination 12-12. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
They're back.
The Yucca Blossom Trade Show is back and even bigger and better for spring. Saturday and Sunday, April 2nd and 3rd. It's the Yucca Blossom Spring Into Action Trade Show at the Eddy County Fairgrounds in Artesia. Even bigger than ever, with over 100 vendors across 3 buildings at the fairgrounds. And there's lots of activities for the entire family, including the Runyon Ranch Petting Zoo, MJWZ barrel cars, a cornhole tournament, face painting, kids get your picture taken with the Easter Bunny, and so much more. Plus, the food. Some of the best and most popular food trucks will be on hand so you can spend the entire day. Enter to win the raffle with a drawing live on 92.9 The Brand Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m., 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. Saturday, April 2nd, and 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Sunday, April 3rd at the Eddy County Fairgrounds in Artesia. The Yucca Blossom Spring Into Action Trade Show. Don't miss it. Find Yucca Blossom Trade Days on Facebook to see some of the amazing one-of-a-kind items available to you during the Yucca Blossom Spring Into Action Trade Show, April 2nd and 3rd. This invitation paid for by Holly Frontier Navajo Refining Company, a proud member of our community. Finally, a return to normal prom season. And Roswell's most unique boutique has something special for you early birdies with the Hippie Chicks Early Bird Tux Rental Drawing. Simply rent your tux by April 1st and you'll be entered into an exclusive drawing for a $100 Peppers gift card. And with lots of styles to choose from, you can't lose. Open Monday through Saturday at 10 a.m. at 802 South Main in Roswell. Look for the lime green VW Bug or call 575-627-3868. And find Shop Hippie Chicks on Facebook to see it all. Hippie Chicks, Roswell's prom powerhouse.
To get the most out of your car or truck, you got to take care of it. But getting in for service can be a pain. That's why your friends at the Tailgate Nation have created the Express Service Center to take care of most routine maintenance while you wait, with no appointment necessary. Just pull into Roswell Ford's Express Service Center. We'll do your oil and filter changes and other scheduled maintenance while you relax. We can even fix your brakes, tires, battery, and do some Ford factory recalls. To get you started, Roswell Ford is offering something we call The Works. For just $54.95, we'll change your oil and filter, add up to 6 quarts of semi-synthetic oil, rotate your tires, and give your vehicle a complete inspection. All for just $54.95 plus tax and supplies for most cars, SUVs, and light-duty trucks. Sorry, but diesel and dualies don't count. Offer ends April 30th, so don't put it off. Just stop by the Roswell Ford Express Service Center. Tell them you want The Works. They're waiting for you now at the Tailgate Nation at the corner of 9th and Main.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. The education assistance I received made it possible for me to be the first person in my family to go to school and graduate debt-free. That education helped get me to the first day at my dream job, a job that I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job, plus the other benefits possible from the Army National Guard, helped me become a first-time homeowner. Also, part of my role as a National Guard soldier means I know that I can be one of the first to respond and help my community if disaster ever strikes. I'm extremely proud that I get to serve my community, and that first step I took by joining the Army National Guard has made all the difference in my life. Talk to your local recruiter or visit NationalGuard.com to find out what firsts are available to you in the Army National Guard.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
The great one, Mark Levin, is now in Roswell on 106.5 KEND Roswell.
And we're closing in on 9 o'clock. Stay tuned next hour. Elliot Rodriguez will be joining us with talking about his new home, Loan Depot. So we'll talk home buying with him and mortgages and all that next hour. If you're a first-time home buyer, listen up. That's kind of his sweet spot. So we'll talk home buying next hour with Elliot. Town Hall News up next. We'll be back on the other side. Don't go away.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Vladimir Putin's invasion of Ukraine unleashing Europe's biggest refugee crisis in more than 75 years and just keeps getting worse.
The UN Refugee Agency says more than 4 million have now fled Ukraine following Russia's invasion, a new milestone in the largest refugee crisis in Europe since World War II. Of those, 2.3 million have entered Poland. Aid workers say the flow has eased in recent days as many people await developments in the war. An estimated 6.5 million people have also been displaced from their homes within Ukraine. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
In the north north of Ukraine, local officials say Russia's military has been stepping up its attack on civilian targets. This after the Russians had pledged to dial back their offensive around Kiev and the northern city of Chernihiv in a bid to build trust. Ukrainian President Zelensky says there's no reason to believe anything that Russia says, given what's happening on the ground in Ukraine. The U.S. economy ending 2021 expanding at a 6.9% annual rate October through December, a slight downgrade from previous estimates.
The Commerce Department says that for all of 2021, the nation's gross domestic product increased by 5.7%. It was the fastest calendar year growth since a 7.2% surge in 1984 in the aftermath of a brutal recession. Looking ahead, however, growth is likely to slow sharply this year, particularly in the first 3 months of 2022.
That's correspondent Jeremy House. Florida and 20 other states are suing to halt the federal government's requirement that people wear masks on planes, trains, and other public transit. Republican Senator Susan Collins of Maine saying she will vote yes to confirm Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson to the U.S. Supreme Court. On Wall Street, the Dow down 31 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
I'm about to compare a pepper shaker to a cash-out refinance. Hang with me. You know when you're at a restaurant and they ask, would you like some fresh ground pepper? And then they crank that giant tube, but almost nothing comes out? For me, only a certain amount of time is socially acceptable to wait. I know that getting that pepper out might make my life better, but it just seems too impossible. And that's what we hear people say about the cash-out refinance. People realize that the value of their home has gone up like hot pepper the last few years, leaving all this extra money sitting inside their home. But is it too hard to get out? It's Ryan from United Faith Mortgage. If you're interested in cashing out the extra pepper in your home, we're good at doing all the work while you just sit back and relax. And often, your mortgage payment and years in the loan will stay the same. If you'd like to hear about your options,
we are United Faith Mortgage.
United Faith Mortgage is a DBA of United Mortgage Corp. 25 Meadow Park Road, Melville, New York. Licensed mortgage banker. For all licensing information, go to NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Corporate NMLS number 1330. Equal housing lender. Licensed in Alaska, Hawaii, Georgia, North Dakota, South Dakota, or Utah.
The Polish Prime Minister says his country will try to wean itself off most Russian energy imports by year's end.
Mr. Morawiecki said his government had devised Europe's most radical plan to stop using Russian oil, coal and gas. Alternative and most likely more costly supplies are being sought from South Africa, Colombia and Australia. Poland will be able to cease buying Russian gas by the end of the year, when a new pipeline to Norway comes on stream. Imposing a ban on Russian oil will be harder. Poland's state oil refiner, PKN Orlen, sources about 60% of its raw material needs from Russia.
The BBC's Adam Easton in Warsaw. South Korea says it's conducted its first successful launch of a solid fuel rocket in what it calls a major step toward acquiring a space surveillance capability amid rising tension with North Korea. News and analysis at townhall.com. Demand for workers remained strong in February as the U.S. economy faced growing headwinds from Europe, according to the latest Labor Department statistics.
Job openings, hires, and quits held close to record highs in December, according to the February Job Openings and Labor Turnover Report, even as high inflation and the impending war in Ukraine rattled markets and the economy. Employers had 11.3 million open jobs listed in the final business day for the second consecutive month since openings set a record 11.4 million in December. Hires rose to 6.7 million in February, a gain of 200,000 from January, while separations stayed even at 6.1 million. Bernie Bennett reporting.
Israeli forces in the West Bank have arrested 5 Palestinians. They are suspected of being involved in a deadly shooting attack that occurred in central Israel. Once again on Wall Street this hour, the benchmarks are in the red. The Dow is down 20 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome, for real this time, hour number 3 of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Are you sure?
According to every computer in front of me.
So what Mixmaster Clock says? Okay.
It says 9:06, so that means we're in the third hour.
There we go.
So we made it. We made it.
We did it, everybody!
You know what's stupid? And it's all in my head, and I know it. I know it's all in my head. I normally don't even eat food this time of day. But the thought of knowing I can't eat food makes me want food.
You gonna finish that stapler?
And I hate that, because in my head I wouldn't care normally. I'd be like, oh, sipping on my beverage, I'm good to go. But now knowing today, I go scrolling through Facebook to go see if anything's happening. And there's a nice big backdraft barbecue brisket taco situation.
That does sound good.
Oh, come on, man, that ain't right.
That does sound really good.
I'm like, oh, that's something else.
You know what you need?
Then I scroll some more, and there was like, hey, we're selling roasted corn today. Shut up.
Oh, elotes. You know what you need? You need yourself a good distraction today. Do you have like a puzzle?
A puzzle?
Like a jigsaw puzzle.
I do own a jigsaw puzzle, yes.
You need to just sit down and just start putting the puzzle together.
Yeah.
Look for corner pieces. Don't worry about anything else. Don't think about anything else. Just
I got
focus
a job.
on.
At least part of the day I got to do.
Well, yeah, but you're leaving halfway through the day to prep. So, put a couple pieces in a puzzle. Bathroom. Put a couple more pieces in the puzzle. And then, of course, there's the bathroom.
Do they? They have puzzle mats, right? For, to roll up your puzzle and go. Do they have a toilet version? Toilet puzzle?
A squatty jigsaw.
Uncle John's bathroom puzzle? Something like that I can work on, because I got a feeling that's where I'm going to be.
Squatty Putty, the jigsaw edition.
Yeah,
That actually sounds way more violent than.
By the time Judge Judy hits the airwaves, I'll be in the bathroom. Which I don't get it, because that's something that just shows up on our TV in the 4 o'clock hour.
Is it still on? Because I don't think she's making new episodes.
She's not. She is, but not for regular TV.
Yeah, she's doing this Judy Justice or whatever.
Yeah, she wears a pink dress or pink robe or whatever it is. And she's got like a different bailiff. It's not that same dude. It's like a legal team.
She's made, and I'm not making this up, literally $43 million per year in syndication for the last 20 years. She has more money than God. Why is she still working?
Because she wants to.
What lifestyle are you maintaining?
She wants to.
I'm asking you, the finance guy. What lifestyle do you possibly need to make where you have to continue working?
I think she does it just to do it.
Because she hates her husband. Of course.
All I know is, and let's face it. I'm guessing she probably does her whole season's worth of shows in a couple weeks. I'm going to say she works a month, a full-on month out of the year doing that show.
You're probably right.
And then the rest of the 11 months, she's doing what Judge Judy likes to do, whatever that is, traveling or gallivanting or sitting in parks and yelling at people. I don't know what she does, but
if I got told,
if someone's going to keep, even if you're in your 80s and someone says, I'm going to keep paying you $50 million to work for a month of yelling at people and pontificating on your thoughts, I'm in. And if someone's going to keep throwing money at me to do that, why not? If I can set up my kids while I wear a pink robe telling people you're an idiot, then that's a pretty good gig.
I think that's the whole part of it, though, is it feels like it more of like a puppet dance kind of stuff. It's like if I could get paid, if they could tell me I could work for a month and make what I need for an entire year, but I have to do it downtown in front of everybody in a pair of polka dot underpants. I don't know if I'd be okay with that.
$50 million?
Yeah. Let me.
How many other problems in your? That's what I'm saying.
Let me make a few phone calls and I'll see what I can set up.
Steve Harvey even got in on this game. All right.
I don't know. It feels like at some point you need to hit. What was the old?
You ever watch the Steve Harvey show he's got now?
Yeah.
Judge Harvey. It's a prime time show. He's on. It was on last night. Matter of fact, Tuesday nights I think it comes on. Yeah. I watched it.
Wow.
And it's basically him just sitting there doing Judge Judy stuff without any kind of legal qualifications. And he says it. He goes, I ain't no judge. These are just idiots that pay me for my opinion. But his opinions are pretty good. So, I mean, at least they edited it that way on the TV show. It's basically a nicer version of Judge Judy, a wittier, where Judge Judy's witty but kind of has a mean angle. But she's a cute old lady, so everyone just lets her pass. You know what I mean? Where he's got the comedian angle, but says the exact same thing, just in a funny comedic way. It doesn't sound like a Karen. It sounds like, Steve Harvey.
I just feel like at
Steve Harvey just makes you, like
at
it's those
some
pauses.
point to maintain.
Yeah. At what point?
At some point to maintain my credibility, I feel like I would hang the robe up, That's all I'm saying.
Well, she's got plenty of credit. Who hates Judge Judy? I mean, at the end of the day, every single person pretty much like, oh, she's eviscerates you, but it's almost like a badge of honor to get shredded by Judge Judy by some of these
I got
people.
roasted kind of. It's sort of like a slap to the face by Will Smith. It sort of elevates your career.
That's what it gets me.
Speaking of, by the way, I just read a thing that his ticket sales to Chris Rock's show jumped from a minimum of $46 a ticket to a minimum of $241 a ticket, and they sold more tickets to Chris Rock's next show than the service has sold in the entire last month.
Yeah, that slap's looking pretty good for him right now, isn't it, huh? Yeah, because he starts like tonight, I think, like in Boston, his new world tour, his comedy tour and all that. Yeah, exactly.
It certainly helped the numbers.
You're lying.
Did anybody care about Chris Rock going on tour a week ago? They did not. Now that Wilson, matter of factly, you talked about that. I saw a thing online on Twitter or one of the social medias saying our first public shot of Chris Rock since the incident. It's him, dressed in like very plain clothes, getting out of a van in Boston, going to a hotel. That was
right.
But everyone's treating it like the Zapruder film.
They're like looking for the handprint. Which that's still my favorite meme that came out of this was it just said Fresh Prints, P-R-N-T-S, and just had a handprint on his face.
Yeah.
Now they're going to look at every time he slaps somebody in the face.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is it. Now the internet trolls have taken over because the entire internet is now filled with stories of Will Smith making fun of bald people, Jada Pinkett Smith talking about bald people, everyone else talking about bald people. And
the big winner here is alopecia. I mean, our spotlight has really been shined on that disorder, and I think that it's going to get some more attention.
I know a lot of people that are happy about it.
A lot more research, That's the big winner.
Yeah. Yeah. But and to be honest, I don't. At the end of the day, he called her G.I. Jane.
He didn't even call her G.I. Jane. He just said, I'm looking forward to the sequel for G.I. Jane, and then pointed at her. For anyone, anything beyond that is all inferred. It's all like assumed.
If I remember right, G.I. Jane was looked up to. Like
it's Demi
Demi Moore. And everyone's like, man, how tough is she? How everyone was applauding G.I. Jane. Right. Now it's an insult. I'm like, dang,
crazy.
Anyway, point of the story: Chris Rock making out like a bandit. Will Smith looked like an idiot. All is right in the world at the moment.
It's definitely looking interesting.
Now.
What's weird is every other member of Will Smith's family has looked bat crap crazy at some point over the last decade. Yeah. This is his turn. It's basically his turn on the ride.
You know what?
He wasn't on the line.
We may not have to see Chris Rock in Grown Ups 3 now because of this. He might elevate him to where you
might just bumped up.
He don't do grown up movies.
He can finance his own Grown Ups franchise.
Adam, I'm out on these stupid movies.
I'm out.
But I'm taking Shaq with me.
I ain't saying the paycheck was nice. I'm saying I'm leaving.
You can keep Kevin James.
I wonder how many times in his life people have been told you can keep Kevin James. I'm sure it's come up a lot.
I like Kevin James.
Yeah, he's affable.
I kind of dug that.
Don't say it. Don't say
Netflix
it.
Had
God.
Netflix had a sitcom with starring Kevin James, and he was like a NASCAR crew chief. And it was only on for like a season, and they canceled it. It was not great, but it wasn't bad either. There was no better. It was King of Queens with NASCAR.
Kevin James and anything he's done is great to put on in the background when you don't want to listen to the sound of your heating or air conditioning. That is literally the only reason Kevin James has a career. I've never paid attention to a Kevin James movie.
This is coming from a guy who's got a Paul Blart Mall Cop poster in his bedroom.
No. What you should have said is this is coming from somebody who idolized, to this day, Chris Farley.
Yeah.
So
What is the difference?
Now, there is a marked difference, but what I'm saying is the king of what Kevin James wishes he was, the affable, clumsy, whatever. And by the way, I just need to mention this, and this is only means anything to me. Right now, I'm getting real Wilson from Home Improvement vibes from you, just from this and this whole time.
And I, too, am getting it from you as well, because I see just your glasses on the top of your head.
Anyways, I think the point of all of this is ultimately, Chris Rock, huge winner. Kevin James, big loser.
Poor Kevin James. Caught so much shrapnel there.
Not nearly as much as Jada Pinkett Smith's bald head.
Or Chris Rock's face. Let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show. We'll get you up to date with the weather here in just a few. And then on the other side of the break here, Elliot Rodriguez will join us here. Of course, he's been on the show for years now talking sound home advice. Well, he's with a new home now with the Loan Depot. And so now he can actually provide even more stuff for you. So we'll talk with Elliot here in a few minutes, talk about, and if you're a first-time home buyer, listen up. Elliot likes to help. He's got a special soft spot to help folks buy their first-time homes. So listen up. He's always got good advice for you guys as well. So before we do any of that, let's go ahead and take a look at that weather.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore with your Pecos Valley weather. It'll be a partly sunny go of it for today, folks. We actually have a low-end chance for showers and a rumble of thunder in place. Not expecting a lot of rain, but we cannot rule out something isolated sneaking in. High temperature ranging from the mid to upper 60s in the Roswell area. We'll hit the low 70s for Carlsbad and Artesia. Some gusty winds around, but nothing compared to what we had yesterday. Clear for the overnight hours, our low mid to upper 30s. That's your latest forecast. I'm Jennifer Naramore.
Whoa.
Yeah, exactly. Currently, where's my temps? There it is. Currently 46 degrees and overcast here in Roswell. Humidity is at 73%. Winds blowing out of the northeast at 17 miles per hour. They're saying there's a chance of rain showers, a 20% chance of rain today, partly cloudy. 67 are high with north winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. That 20% chance at rain showers continues into the evening hours, mainly about 10 p.m. or so. That should all wrap up. Partly cloudy, overnight low of 38 with west winds 15 to 20 miles per hour. Thursday, sunny, high near 70 tomorrow with northwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, cloudy with an overnight low of 45, south winds 5 to 10. Friday, mostly sunny, highs near 80 expected, south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then looking at your weekend, sunny, highs near 81 on Saturday, sunny and 87 on Sunday. So warmer weather on the way once again. All right, it is 19 minutes after 9 o'clock. We're going to take a 2.5-minute commercial break. And then Elliot Rodriguez with Loan Depot going to join us on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925. We have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency.
Central Valley Electric Education Foundation scholarships are now available for CVE members and their dependents. The scholarships can be used by graduating high school students or adults who are continuing their education. Applications are being accepted through April 15, 2022. Visit cvecoop.org/scholarships for eligibility and an application, or call Central Valley Electric Cooperative at 575-746-3571. Remember, these scholarships are available for students of all ages. Apply today.
To plant or not to plant? That is the question. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Our tomato plants and pepper plants are ready to go. If you plant them now, you might have homegrown tomatoes and peppers before anyone else, or the frost might kill them. As Clint Eastwood would say, do you feel lucky? You'll either be the smartest gardener in the county, or you'll get to replant them all over again. I say go for it. You'll get more practice and we'll get more business. This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company, and I apologize to William Shakespeare.
There's a whole universe out there. Come explore at the International UFO Museum and Research Center, featuring engaging exhibits and in-depth first-hand accounts of the incident that put Roswell on the map. The research library features the most comprehensive collection of UFO research materials in the world, and you can get exclusive one-of-a-kind gifts and merch from the gift shop or online at roswellufomuseum.com. Don't forget about the UFO Festival, July 1st through 3rd, celebrating the 75th anniversary of the Roswell incident. The International UFO Museum and Research Center. It's otherworldly.
If you're a person who has more to do than you have hours in your day, and everything seems to take priority over your own health, then you're going to love the Loveless MyChart Secure Patient Portal. You can message your doctor, make an appointment, or view lab results anytime, day or night, on your computer or smartphone. Print a list of your medications at the click of a mouse, or even compare previous tests to map your health progress. Loveless MyChart connects you to better health, anywhere, anytime.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. A U.S. quarter has 119 grooves on its edge. A dime has one less groove. So by definition, that makes a dime less groovy. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, Elliot Rodriguez back with us with a new home, now with the Loan Depot. Good morning, Elliot. How you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Good morning, Roswell.
Good deal.
It's been a few.
It's been, the weather's been a little crazy this last couple days here, up and down. Hot one minute, windy and cold the next, but a little rain here and there. So, that's... I see the world we live in. It's not deterring people from buying homes. Seems like houses, as soon as they go up on the market, there's multiple offers and things are going pretty quick right now. So if you're a seller, it's a great market to be in. But buyer gets a little competitive right now. So
very competitive.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been awesome as we've been talking for the past 2 years, which has been crazy to say the least. It's not slowing down. I mean, rates are going up a little, you know, which we were anticipating. You know, we was hoping that it lasted a little longer.
Well, inflation's gone crazy, which means everything's going up, including interest rates and everything else.
What's happening over there in Russia, what's happening in the market, the oil, the energy, you name it, it's all a chain reaction. You know what I mean? The Feds are trying to do everything in their power to control things, but they only can do so much.
Sure.
You know, so
absolutely. It's the world we live in.
Exactly. Like we always say, we always adjust and move on. You know?
Exactly. You just kind of plan accordingly and ride the wave as best you can. That's kind of how it works. So, but for folks who don't know, Elliot, since pretty much since about the first of the year, I'm guessing, so around that time, you've called Loan Depot home now, which ultimately was a decision for you and your family to best for you guys to say, hey, this is. The opportunities for me and my family are better here, and at the end of the day, you look at it and say, what I can do for my customers is also a little bit better here too. So it's a win-win for everybody.
It really is. I'm an animal that don't like change. I'm very
Once you got it set, you're like,
I don't want to change.
Don't
anything.
mess with it.
Well, I started looking at a lot of different things that were taking place, and and the opportunity came along to be able to do better for my customers and to our partners. Okay. So in that way, real estate agents will be even happier. You know? So that's even something great, because the whole idea is it's a team effort. Okay. I cannot do anything without my borrower.
Sure.
And I cannot do nothing without the real estate agent helping my borrower.
At the end of the day, you don't have a big vault full of money that you can just pass out any way you want to. You're handing out Loan Depot's money. They kind of have rules on how they want their money handed out.
You know what? It sounds like Elliot has a bunch of money, but it's not Elliot's money. It never has been. No, you know what? It was an awesome opportunity that I just had to take.
Sure.
And for me and my family, and for the community, and I wanted to take it to the next level. And I thought about it for a long time, what I was going to do, and I was loving where I was. I was doing great, okay? But to be able to take it to the next level and be able to help even more people, I have to do a change.
Sure.
Okay? And the opportunity came along. They reached out to me before a long time ago. I just, like I said, I don't like change.
It wasn't the right opportunity at that moment.
The right timing,
Life changed and things happen. Absolutely.
And I'm just thrilled because I can do way more than what I was doing before. And now, bringing a powerhouse to the town.
Sure.
That's something else too, Right now, Loan Depot is the largest, lender in town, which is really cool because I can actually say that without blinking, okay? And I can do even more for my borrowers. If you guys go and check me up online on Facebook, you can see some of the stuff that I already posted, okay? We can go lower in the interest, in the credit scores to be able to help some people that, all the lenders may have said no to them.
Sure.
Which is another big thing to me, because like you and I always talk,
Yeah.
I do have a side for the first-time buyers.
If I remember right, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, because I remember seeing like an advertisement for Loan Depot a couple years ago, and it was, I think, some of the original owners, creators of Loan Depot, and it was, and if I remember right, and if there's anything I'm saying wrong here, please correct me. But if I remember right, it really started with this group of people that were basically, and granted, these were people with little money. They weren't, of course, people with some money, but they were basically a bunch of people said, you know what, we're tired of playing the rules of your Merrill Lynch's and Fannie Mae's and Bernie Mac's and all these old school staple names in the loaning industry.
Correct.
And they said, you know what, we're going to do it. And we're going to do it this way. That's something more for the people, not for the stodgy corporate boardroom guy.
Exactly.
And that's kind of the way Loan Depot started, if I'm remembering it right.
Well, yeah, I mean,
and now they've grown it into this one of the largest companies in the U.S. today.
Exactly. I mean, we literally right now in the United States we are number 2, non-bank, lender. That's huge. Okay, and that was one of the reasons why I waited for a while to figure out where I was going to go if I decided to ever do anything. Because if I'm going to do something, it needs to be an opportunity for me and my family and my partners and customers.
Yeah.
Because if the customers are not getting the benefit of it, there's no need for change.
Sure.
Okay. But if I can do more and take care of my, the people around me, everybody's successful, everybody's happy. It's a no-brainer. you
Sure.
know? And they're huge. They're 12 years old. The company. They're the second largest, in the United States. I mean, that's huge. Number 5 in retail. Okay. And that's something else that, I was thinking if I ever do something, I wanted to bring something into town that's going to help my people. Okay. It can't be just about money all the time, like a lot of people always think, because to be honest and be a little transparent, I got other places that even offer me more money.
Sure.
Okay. And I was thinking, so if I take more money, what is that going to, it trickles down to the borrowers who's going to pay the price later.
Sure.
Okay. So the more money you make, what are you sacrificing? All right. So it wasn't about money. It was about taking it to the next level to be able to take care of the customers, and that in my side, that's a big thing to me, because not many people that know me, personally, if you know me personally, it's not about money for me. It's about taking care of the consumer.
Sure.
And if I can do that, and take it to the next level, it's a win-win.
Absolutely.
So, and it's huge,
And just pulling back curtain here, like my mortgage and everything's
I'm aware of that.
under Loan Depot. And of course, there wasn't a local agent when we went through and we talked. And I will say this, even without a local agent, they were great to work with and everything else. Now, with the added bonus of having you in town, and someone can actually talk to someone local right here, boom, boom, handle the business. If you don't have the ability to go through the gauntlets and things like that, that's where Elliot's here local, and he can do all that kind of stuff.
Makes a big difference.
It does. So I'm thinking, like I dealt with Loan Depot nationally without a local person in there, and it was good, a good experience. It's going to be 10 times better now with Elliot sitting there saying, you know what, I've got an advocate for you here in the same room.
Exactly.
And that does make a huge difference.
And I'm building a team, so it's not just going to be me. I'm building a team, and in the near future, I'm in the process of getting a location here in town as well.
Sure.
And that way people can come and knock the door and they'll let me leave the office.
Yeah, you're getting your office, and we'll have a permanent address here for you and everything.
Yeah, totally.
But now it's just to get you by phone, and he'll come to you or whatever.
Yeah, nothing have changed. I'm still taking care of people the same as I always did. And just even better.
Absolutely.
So that's the part that is so excited, because I can accomplish a lot more for the folks in town.
Sure. Now, obviously, with me, I dealt with Loan Depot a lot, and a lot for home mortgages, things like that. But I'm guessing they do equal for your commercial, all that. It's so if you're looking for loans for not just residential but commercial, all that, Loan Depot does that stuff too?
The commercial side, they do something else.
Okay.
It wouldn't be me, but I can actually refer somebody.
So it's something, but it's not part of your department. But
Exactly.
if folks have those needs, you can combine all that.
I can send them the right place.
So if you're using Loan Depot for your home stuff, you can use them for your commercial too. It's just what to put you in touch with a different representative.
Exactly. And we're in the technology side of the house. I mean, we way ahead of everybody else when it comes to technology.
Mhm.
Okay, and that's another thing that I was thinking. Like if I was going to do something, if I was going to go somewhere that pays me even more money, what do they have?
Mm-hmm. Especially in the world of COVID now, where we were that industry was going electronic anyway.
Mm-hmm.
COVID kind of forced the matter to happen maybe a little faster than some companies wanted it to. But Loan Depot was on the cutting edge. That was part of their game plan from day one of starting the company, was making ease of access, making it to where it isn't the tradition, like combining the best of tradition and true with technology and ease of access, and saying, you know what, we do have a way where we can do this without having you set a formal date to come in and sign and do all this. Now we can do electronic signings. We can get a verbal authorization over a phone or a electronic email signature. Things that now you physically don't have to drive to a place just to sign something.
No, it's so crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, and
it has changed the whole entire world the planet works. When it comes to all this,
especially in the home loan process, which, let's face it, it can be a lengthy process sometimes.
It can be,
especially if they're doing their due diligence research on things, and it's not uncommon for a back and forth with that, where you call and say, hey, they have a question about this here. Can you write a letter for me or give me some more information about this? And then that's just part of the normal process of a loan process.
Exactly.
There's always one or two things, and you're like, oh, that was from this. Okay, cool, we get it. Let's just make a little quick note explaining that, and then then it's not a problem. We can move on. But they just anything that looks out of the norm, they doesn't necessarily disqualify you. They just want to know what that's all about sometimes. So and so that's where that process can happen a lot faster.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, right now, I mean, in New Mexico, our average was 30 to 35 days. Okay, closing, getting it to close. And now it's changing. I mean, I'm even doing quicker than that. Okay, which is pretty awesome. because a lot of people, got this mentality about, it needs to happen super fast.
Sure. Well, you get excited, and then they get a new home, and they can't wait to get in their new home, and I get it. Yeah.
But I've been doing some stuff, breaking times lately. So it's even though I'm dealing with a lot of stuff with appraisers and stuff like that, because they're so booked and everything, so they're booking things out so far out. But just have to kind of adjust and try to get the right person to do it for us and make things happen, for the customer a little quicker.
Yeah.
And if we can do that, then we actually deliver to the borrowers, and the partners in general will be happier. If anything takes longer, it's more like about, a title or appraisal or some kind of situation that is a little out of our control, because that's normal. Okay. That will happen to any company. I don't care which company it is. But if you want a company that's going to take care of you, we are trying to be, and feels like we are the lender of choice at this moment. Okay, and that's one of our lines that we do. We are the lender of choice, the American lender, if you may. If you pay attention to some of the commercials online, that's what they talk about, because that's what we want to be, and that's what we are, ending being every day now.
Sure.
And that's why bringing something new into town and me being part of it, I'm so excited about it.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole idea, being the lender of choice for everybody.
Absolutely.
And if we can deliver that for people, okay, it's a huge thing. Another thing here at Loan Depot, home means everything to us, which is really cool, because if we're gonna preach and talk about, hey, we're gonna do this, we have to put our action where our word of our mouth is. Okay, and that's kind of what I've done all these years, because I try to deliver this to our borrowers and make sure that it happens for them, make that dream happen for them.
Sure.
And if I can do that here, and that was the whole idea of it, take it to the next level, it's a win-win for everybody. And like I said, at Loan Depot, home means everything. And
Absolutely.
To me, that's a perfect, slogan for me, because that's, to me, home means everything to me as well.
And I can tell you this just from my own personal experience. If you're needing help with the programs, different things like for instance, me, I'm as a veteran, I got my VA benefits and all that. Loan Depot did all of that stuff. So, and I'm telling you right now, my VA loan, my mortgage, with the help of the VA and through Loan Depot, I paid zero money down, no money. I put, normally you got to put 10% down or whatever
it may be.
Not with the VA status. I did not have to put one dime down on it.
And guess what? Let me tell you something that, Loan Depot is big for, okay? And let's be honest, I'm still learning Loan Depot's way, okay? But I did my research before I came over, and everything that I saw and everything that I heard, it sounded good, and everything that I'm doing is right together with the same part of what I heard and what I saw.
Nice.
And that's huge, because usually sometimes you go to places like, oh crap, I should have not done any changes. That is not the case here, and that's the part that I'm so excited, because I'm just beginning, and learning their ways and how they do it there.
Sure.
The facts still stand, rules and programs are still the same, no matter where you go in some levels.
Sure, but protocols and things may change a little bit.
But now that you mention VA, Loan Depot is huge on the VA side of the house, and they're actually doing the 203K for VA loans, which a lot of lenders don't do because everybody's afraid of those. Okay, and guess what? For our VA people that are listening out there that have a home that maybe a little old that needs some fixing or whatever, guess what? We can do remodeling loans for VA loans as well.
Oh, cool.
Which is a big thing that that a lot of people is not aware of, that it can be done. And guess what? At Loan Depot, we do that.
Yeah, take advantage of that.
Take advantage, so
especially if you're not going to use your VA loan again, 'cause
exactly.
You get, I think twice or something. I don't remember.
No, you know what? You could use it as many times as you want, as long as you qualify for it. For example, let's do some teaching for VA people out there that are listening. So if you own a VA loan on a home, right now, let's talk FHA for just a second. Before, if you had an FHA loan on a home and you wanted to upgrade your house to buy a new home and maybe rent this house out or whatever, back in the day, if you had like 25% of equity on the home, FHA would allow you to.
Okay.
Now you cannot. Okay.
Okay.
So you have to clear that FHA loan to be able to do another.
So you got to pay in full. You can't have two outstanding loans
exactly.
at the same time.
Or if you were moving to another state, you could.
Okay.
So there's circumstances for everything. That's the part I love about lending, because there's so many, so many little boxes for all that stuff. But the reason I brought that into the fold, since you're talking about this, is because on VA, okay, you could own a home right now, and in the same time, if you want to upgrade to another home, if you qualify for it, and when your benefits are given to you, allow you to go to buy another home, you could and rent the other house out.
Okay.
You cannot do that on FHA right now.
Gotcha.
Okay? That was taken away.
Okay.
So if a person wants to do that, they can do that. And that's awesome. That's huge. And as far as using the VA, depending on what is the situation, you could use it over and over. Obviously, the fees get higher.
Sure.
And I know a lot of people are like, what are you talking about? VA loans are not 100% free. You still have to pay closing costs. And a lot of people forget that, and they're always like, oh my God, why am I paying for this? Well, the point is still staying. If you do the right negotiation, you may not pay nothing.
Sure.
Especially if you're buying a house.
Yeah.
All right. So that's true, and I've done it many times. But the cool part about it with the VA is that if you already pay your loan, you could and you still live in the house, but you just paid it.
Sure.
You could buy another one. Or if you decided to rent this one out and you want to upgrade, you also explain why you want to get another home. Okay. And if your benefits cover you and the numbers are working, you can maybe buy another home. Okay. Which is really cool, so it doesn't stop. And then to top it off, if you own a home and you've been there for a long time, and like you said, you're not planning to move, you're not planning to use your VA for another reason, anytime soon or whatever, but your home needs some remodeling.
Sure. Take advantage of that.
Take advantage of it,
Sure.
And and just give us a call and we'll give you all the details on that.
Yeah.
But the cool part about it is that they can do that.
Yeah.
You know?
And in actuality, obviously, depending on the upgrade you're doing, you're adding value to the property. So in essence, you're making your home more valuable. So you get this loan out, but it in essence is still an investment. It's not necessarily like a loan for a car where there isn't no chance to recoup your cost here.
Exactly.
Here you can actually recoup it and then some if the upgrades and things are depending on what they are, obviously. But yeah,
a lot of people had give me real good feedbacks that I went ahead and brought in bringing somebody new and started something new in town, which is very exciting. I'm very happy about that that outcome. If you have asked me what was the main reason for the change, well, you know what? I wanted to be able to do more than what other lenders can, and to begin right away. When I did the switch, it was a few deals that some other people cannot do. And I didn't understood that because I know the rules. I know, I mean, if I'm going to be licensed, I better know some stuff. I don't know everything. I'm not an encyclopedia or anything like that, but I want to be the best lender in town.
Sure.
And that's what I always have said.
You have the knowledge, and what you don't know, you have at your fingertips.
Oh, I have an awesome team.
Yeah.
OMG. I mean, I'm talking about that. What's the word I'm saying? In thinking in my mind. The sky's the limit.
Gotcha. Got your dream team here.
If the numbers work and we could meet the guidelines, why should anything stop us? Okay,
right.
Let's be realistic. And that's one of the things. So I do the switch from deals that we couldn't do or some other people cannot do, and I was able to do them without no effort. Totally effortless. It's like, all right, so what they promised me is there, and now I can deliver more. So it was a no-brainer. Choice.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited of what I can do for my community and that I can take it to the next level and help everybody a lot better. Okay. And if people follow my lead, follow my instructions, you know what? They always say if it doesn't fit on the box, then you kind of SOL. The reality is that's not true. You need to maybe empty that box out and put everything back in place,
Sure.
fold it in, better.
Sure.
And then maybe everything fit better.
Got to reorganize the box.
Exactly.
but,
And guess
yeah.
what? That's just the way I always thought.
Sure.
And that's probably why I have been able to do even more, no matter where I was.
Yeah.
So.
Not to mention, he can get as much stuff in the car on vacations as anybody out there. So.
and that's the fact, and if we can do that, why not?
Sure.
And let's be realistic, like you and I always said. People always need a place to live.
Absolutely.
And if you're going to be renting or living with somebody, and why not own it? Okay.
Invest in yourself, because that's at the end of the day when you're buying a house, that's what you're doing. Is you're investing in yourself and your family, and that's
and don't be afraid of the interest rate going up. Let me tell you something. Back 15 years ago, actually farther than that. Okay. Back in 2005 when everything went crazy, 2008 and 7. For the mortgage market went all hair wild, and it's like, oh my God, everything is crazy. Interest rates were higher. I bought a house and it was 9.5 interest rate. Okay, and you say that to somebody right now, they'll probably get a heart attack.
They'd be like, oh my gosh, that's a highway robbery.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It took me twice to refinance to bring it down to 5.9, and we talked about this before in the show.
Yeah.
The facts still stand. We're not going to push you in a bad place. We're not going to give you a loan that you're going to lose your house in 6 months from now.
Yeah.
So all we have to do is readjust a few little things. So nothing have changed. Just the interest rates will just go in a little higher. That's all.
Yeah. The only time you got to be worried about those interest rates is if you're not smart enough to get a fixed rate loan and you have an adjustable rate loan, then you got something to worry about, because those adjustable rates, if it goes to 10%, guess what? You're paying 10%. If it drops down to 2%, then it's a win for you. But it usually doesn't end up that way. I'm just saying.
No, people always think like, oh my God, I cannot buy it. You know how many people call me and like, oh, they try me here and they say I couldn't. I got a call yesterday, a referral for a refi. All right. He told me, oh, my bank is giving me hell because I switched, business, and I went on my own 2 years ago. It's like, why is that a problem?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yeah. First of all, it's 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. And I asked him the scenario. It took me 5 minutes just to talk to the guy, and we can do a loan for him.
Sure.
All he wants to do is refinance
Okay.
Changed a few numbers around.
Sure.
So there's a little more
He's
cash.
already in the system. It's just a matter of,
And his bank is telling him no. It's like, wait a minute, that don't make no sense.
Yeah, they don't look like they're wanting customers, it sounds like.
Well, a lot of lenders out there are a little scared.
Sure.
There's a lot of, risk, that they're taking.
They're doing their risk assessments, and unfortunately,
And they have to hold back.
You talk about boxes checking early. If you don't check the boxes, then they don't want to do with you.
It took me 5 minutes to figure out, there's no reason why you shouldn't have been able. And guess what? I used to be a banker. Okay, I should go and get licensed and be a financial advisor and everything too. Just what the heck, But the thing is this: sometimes all you have to do is move a little few things around to make it better for yourself. And what better to talk to somebody that have a little more experience in those things? The whole idea,
absolutely.
And if you're talking to somebody and they're telling you no, get a second opinion. Okay, I'm here for everybody. You say the word. I always have said, and this is a slogan for myself. Okay, out of every conversation that I do, I don't have to make $1. Okay, but I plan, and see it anywhere I go. So the fact of the story is that you reap what you sow.
Sure.
Okay, and that's even in the Bible, guys. Okay. So if it's in the big book, it must mean something.
It's true to life.
It's true to life.
Yeah.
And I deal with that every single day when I get phone calls and, hey, Elliot, that somebody told me, call you, this and that. Sometimes they ask me to do some miracles and stuff like that. And I have to go and open the book of Harry Potter and get a magical wand out.
Get your wand.
But the point still stands. Sometimes all you have to do is move a few things around. Okay. And think about the bigger picture. Okay. And if you're not getting the answers that you're getting, I'm not saying go all over the place and put your credit everywhere. No, I'm not saying that. But go to the next person and ask them the scenario that somebody else say no. Okay.
At the end of the day, you're the customer. You're the one that's getting asking for a service here, and you have an option on who provides that service. And if you're not getting the answers you like from that person, then guess what? Just like any other business or thing, you'd go to a different place to find the answers you want, and it's no different here.
And the fact, in the end of the day, is that there's always a way.
Yeah.
I'm a Trekkie, dude. I mean, I'm Captain Kirk. I don't believe in no-win situations. There's always a way. Okay.
You cheated on the Kobayashi, whatever Maru, whatever that.
Kobayashi maneuver. No, but the fact still stand. We have a good company that is now in town. Okay. And today this month is my birthday. I wanted to do it in January, but there's so many different things that I was doing and learning so many things about the company to feel a lot more comfortable to what I'm going to say. Okay?
Gotcha.
And I've never been a poster boy for any company. I don't care which company it is, but I always promote the company that I work for,
Sure.
and I believe in the companies that I work for.
Sure.
I don't take it lightly, to where I'm going to go and work.
Sure.
Okay.
You're a representative of them as much as they're representing you out there.
Exactly.
And you want to make sure that's a right fit.
But in the end of the day, I work for the borrower. Okay. I'm legally bound to be working for you. And I say this to my customers all the time. You're the boss. I work for you, not you work for me. Now you help me. You give me everything that I need. I'll take it to the end. I use the analogy about football all the time. You the team owner.
Yeah.
And there's coach. There's a coach and this and that. I'm your quarterback. You give me what I need. Give me back my blockers. You give me my runners, receivers. You name it. Give me that kicker, that can put that ball in there, okay?
Yeah,
and guess what? I go down there and score the point for you and make it happen for you. That's what I do.
Sure.
Okay. I even use the taxi driver, analogy. I start talking about, okay, you need to go to the airport. I can take you downtown to the park, okay, or to the servers. But I'm gonna get you to the airport.
Sure.
So which way would you like me to take you?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and that's kind of what I do every day.
You're the customer, technically in the driver's seat. He's just executed.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. I just saw the time, so we probably should wrap this up. So, if you're listening and you're thinking, and by the way, if you're a first-time home buyer and you're kind of confused and like, I don't know, there's a lot of stuff here I don't know. Elliot loves to sit down and explain that to you and educate you and help you through that process. So, when you make this if it's your first-time purchase, making it a good experience, so your next one will be even better with him. That's how he looks at it. So please reach out if you've got questions. If you're whether you're looking to refinance what you got now, or get your first-time loan, or hey, it's time to buy a new home. Let's talk to Elliot here. Reach out to Elliot. Like I said, the office coming soon. He's got a lead on a few here, but right now he's mobile. So you could reach out to Elliot.
I'm COVID style.
There you go. He's loose and fast. So, you can reach out on his cell, which is probably the best rate right now, 719-237-4680. Again, that's 719-237-4680. He does have an office number, 505-445-2070. You'll probably have to leave a message, and they'll connect you to
You'll route it up to me anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And that's probably the best way right now. You can always email him, erodriguez@loanedepot.com, too.
Correct.
And that's all one word, loanedepot.com. So
correct.
Good deal.
And it's a great company. Like I said, number one in technology. We the ones that invented the automatic approval system. Okay, which is a huge thing that has been used for the past 7 years plus. You know what I mean? So their innovations with technology is huge.
Yeah.
And their fast track on closings is awesome.
We've been with them for like 4 years now. We've been very happy with
and
them.
we just launched the Mellow Home app for customers. So you could see your mortgage account.
Yeah.
You can make payments and everything. So you don't need to get on the phone and call anybody anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. So you actually have an app that you can actually see your statements. Pay your bills and all kind of stuff like a lot easier.
It's all self-driven.
Exactly, and that's the whole idea, to make it easier for you guys.
And then, of course, if you hit a spot where you want to talk to someone or need help,
we're still there for you.
Then Elliot's a phone call away. So, very good. Well, thank you as always. Congratulations on the new home.
Thank you.
We look forward to talking each month here, and we'll talk more success stories and more new opportunities. And as the world changes and interest rates and lives change, we'll adapt and keep people up to date on how to deal with it. So
exactly.
Very good. Well, thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
We'll see you next time, okay?
Alrighty.
Don't work too hard. It is 9:52. I say that in jest. I know what he's doing. It's 9:52. Let's do some news. Quick break before we go.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update, I'm Jared Cirillo. The Chavez County Sheriff has identified the man killed in a deputy-involved shooting as 35-year-old David Luis Aguilera. Deputies had responded to the report of a disorderly man late Sunday night at a dairy out on East Jackson Road near the Eddy County line. Initial reports were that the man was trying to steal a tractor. But when the first deputy arrived, Aguilera immediately began fighting, but had been placed in handcuffs. Somehow, Aguilera slipped the cuffs and attempted to get into the front of a patrol cruiser where deputies keep their weapons. There was another struggle, and Aguilera was shot and killed, according to Sheriff Mike Harrington. The city of Roswell planning a swearing-in ceremony on Friday. The oath of office ceremony will take place for city council members at 4 p.m. at the Roswell Convention Center, Meeting Room A. Those being sworn in are Timothy Jennings as mayor, along with Ward 1, Christina Arnold, Juliana Halverson in Ward 2, Edward Heldenbrand in Ward 3, Robert Korn for Ward 4, and Ward 5 is Angela Moore. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
The truth and nothing but. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
This needs to stop here because we don't know the extent of Vladimir's territorial ambitions. And I'm not sure I ever will trust Erdogan. He's a bad actor. He's a hostile actor. He's never been really friendly to the U.S., and he's a member of NATO. I don't even know why, but he's brokering supposedly this deal. And I don't know what Zelensky's willing to give up. Maybe the two regions that originally were the pretext for Putin to go in there in the first place. We can't have a president that is this messed up. But the reality is we do. And that's where the danger is in all of this. Now, Biden's calling for regime change. He has now handed the Kremlin a propaganda bonanza.
Keeping you on the straight path. Later today, it's the Sean Hannity Show.
Tax season can be taxing on your identity because all your personal information is in one place, getting emailed, shared, and the possibility that it can be exposed to these identity thieves. Tax forms can be a one-stop shop for identity thieves, and criminals can use all that personal information That's on your tax return, open credit card accounts, commit crimes, all in your name. That's why you need LifeLock.com by Norton. And by the way, if you become a victim, you get a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist. They will fix it for you during tax season and beyond. If your name is compromised, you get an immediate alert. Now, by the way, no one can prevent all identity theft or monitor every transaction, but you can make sure your identity theft protection starts right now and right here. LifeLock by Norton, a low annual rate, and you'll save up to 25% off your first year. Call 1-800-LifeLock or just go to LifeLock.com. Use the promo code Hannity. Protect your name, finances, reputation, your credit score. 1-800-LifeLock, LifeLock.com, promo code Hannity.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. I tell you, it's been a busy time lately for the NMMI Colts baseball team. After playing in their own tournament over the weekend, suffering their first loss in that tournament, the Colts turned around and played on Monday against Loving, won that one against the Falcons 14-0. But then yesterday, it was the beginning of the district baseball season at NMMI. East Mountain from Albuquerque, near Albuquerque, came into town and defeated the Colts. This was a close one, though, 5-3, and that game was won in extra innings. It ended in the 8th inning. Also, another baseball score from yesterday. It continues to be tough times for the Dexter Demons. They've got one win on the season. Traveling up to Albuquerque to play an always tough Sandia Prep team, the Sun Devils won yesterday by a score of 13-3. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. The U.S. economy ended 2021 by expanding at a 6.9% annual rate October through December. That according to the Commerce Department's newly released fourth quarter GDP report. The German government's panel of independent economic advisors slashing its 2022 growth forecast.
The reduction comes in light of Russia's invasion of Ukraine and concern over energy supplies and prices. The group forecasts that Germany's gross domestic product will expand by only 1.8% this year. Last year, the country's GDP grew by 2.9%.
That's correspondent Jeremy House. Wall Street's benchmarks opened lower this morning. The Dow, the Nasdaq Composite Index, and the S&P all in the red at mid-morning as hopes fade for a peace deal to end Russia's war in Ukraine. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
To get the most out of your car or truck, you got to take care of it. But getting in for service can be a pain. That's why your friends at the Tailgate Nation have created the Express Service Center to take care of most routine maintenance while you wait, with no appointment necessary. Just pull in to Roswell Ford's Express Service Center. We'll do your oil and filter changes and other scheduled maintenance while you relax. We can even fix your brakes, tires, battery, and do some Ford factory recalls. To get you started, Roswell Ford is offering something we call the Works. For just $54.95, we'll change your oil and filter, add up to 6 quarts of semi-synthetic oil, rotate your tires, and give your vehicle a complete inspection. All for just $54.95 plus tax and supplies for most cars, SUVs, and light-duty trucks. Sorry, but diesel and dualies don't count. Offer ends April 30th, so don't put it off. Just stop by the Roswell Ford Express Service Center. Tell them you want the Works. They're waiting for you now at the Tailgate Nation at the corner of 9th and Main.
To plant or not to plant? That is the question. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Our tomato plants and pepper plants are ready to go. If you plant them now, you might have homegrown tomatoes and peppers before anyone else, or the frost might kill them. As Clint Eastwood would say, do you feel lucky? You'll either be the smartest gardener in the county, or you'll get to replant them all over again. I say go for it. You'll get more practice, and we'll get more business. This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company, and I apologize to William Shakespeare.
Your home for Armed American Radio is 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
And that's going to do it for us. It's 10 o'clock. Thank you very much for allowing us to be a part of your day. If you missed any part, ksvptv.com.